bring it up on camera. Fuck that little nigga.
Yo, you gotta fit yourself in the frame. GB, you out. GB out to lunch.
Yeah. Put a sign up, nigga.
All right.
And trays.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to another episode of Cigars and Whiskey, the podcast that discusses love, relationships, sex, marriage from a male perspective.
Married male perspective.
Yeah, I don't know how I fumble like that.
That's all right. Too many times.
Listen, we're pronouns.
Yeah.
Pronouns in this show.
I'm your guy, Ron Cole, and I'm joined by my guys, White Star GB.
Shaking.
We also have super producer Corey Cool in the building.
What up, though?
And we have a guest in the house tonight. All right. Reporting live from the Nobody Cares About Father's Day podcast. Our guy, Holly.
It's your boy. It's always your boy. It's Holly. What's good?
Shout out to everyone.
Up, man.
Yeah, shout out to everyone tuned in on YouTube, also on Facebook. Please remember to share so we can get more people to tap into the conversation. Sure. We have a great show for you guys tonight, and we'll jump right into it.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we can't bear the lead. It's Father's Day weekend.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So since we have a guest in the house, let's swing it to him. How you been, Holly?
Oh man, stressed out, very stressed.
Really?
Kids are driving me crazy.
Yeah, that.
You know, it's I've started to work more, you know, try to get to, you know, trying to grind out, try to really work this whole content creating thing out.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like as soon as my mind got more focused and disciplined towards building something, everything is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Every other thing, everything outside entity, kids, life, bills, relationship, all of this, sex, emphasis, funds, everything is crashing down on me at once, and it's becoming harder to try to move when it's like, all right, now the pressure of content creating and trying to build, you know, we're trying to build something with what we're doing right now. The pressure of that plus pressure of trying to maintain every outside thing going on has started to become more of a burden, more of something to pick up and carry.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's been stressful.
Crashing is a strong word though. Like, did you neglect certain aspects of other things, and then
it could be that
came back and big shoe? But
it could be that. It definitely could be that,
right.
Because we've been going through, like, we've been doing house renovations,
right,
and transitioning out of the school year into the summer,
right?
Because
big time of year.
The bills never stop.
Yeah.
Especially with these kids. It's like once they get out of school, once you finish paying tuition,
camp.
Now it's camp.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is it camp, but it's also their extracurricular activities, gymnastics, swim,
gameplay.
You know, all the dance, all this other shit.
Who's usually in charge of, like, I don't want to say secretarian, but like delegating all that, all the activities.
Why do you have to give it like a name like that?
I don't know, but it's like it's all right. Admin. Who's the admin of the family usually? Because admin usually handles accounts receivable, accounts payable,
yeah.
Scheduling and all that. Like, is it like everybody kind of does it, or is this something that could be done by committee, or it's like one person just has to do that and that's your job?
It's got to be a partnership between you and the person that you're raising the kids with, but it's still a level of maybe now our schedules clash, you know, between me and my girl. It's or we don't agree on how we want to handle certain things. So it's just all been like a whirlwind of shit. Just that's why I say crashing, because at first it was like, all right, everything's working okay. Let me start getting a little further in what I'm trying to pursue with the podcasting, the TikToks, the YouTube and shit. So, but once I got to that, then all the problems came back. Like all the problems that I thought I got rid of are coming back. Like, oh shit, you know, we got this to worry about, this and that to worry about now. I'm too busy in outside life than to be trying to focus on, you know, work. And I don't know. It's a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult, man. That's the
balance between.
That is a balance because, to be honest with you, it's easier to just quit things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's way easier to just quit and say, yo, you know what? I'm not doing this shit no more.
Right.
It takes a lot to power through, especially like content creation. It's fickle. You have a lot of ups and downs, and probably more downs than you have ups.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, you're building until you get to that point, and all those till you get to that point, every so often you get a bunch of quitting points. Like, should I still be doing this shit?
Yeah.
Should I still be doing this shit?
Right.
And then maybe once you reach over that hump, you be like, damn, I'm glad I didn't quit that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
to battle that mental shit is a fight. It's a fight,
bro.
Yeah.
And it's the easiest thing to do would be to quit. Like, that's why you got to respect people that stick with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
What's crazy is that, shout out to KB. KB he stopped by last week, and he made a comment to me, and he said, yo, I thought life would just get easier as I got older.
Yeah.
Right. And I said, well, it doesn't get easier for people that always want to do shit. Right. You're not playing life on easy mode. You're playing it on hard mode, because you could just easily all right, I'm gonna just work my job, go home, play around with the kids and be at the crib or whatever. I ain't gonna do nothing else extra. Right. Yeah. And life will be fine. Right. But when you want to do other stuff, you got other goals and aspirations. It's up to you. You make it kind of harder. You say that I'm gonna live a little harder. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to be here, be there, stretch my schedule, stretch myself. I gotta balance this shit out and try.
Right.
And in the process, I probably make my wife's upset. I might miss a kid's thing. I might miss this or that. But it's like, yo.
But you can't fly by the seat of your pants while you're doing it. I think life is about, honestly, it's about knowing the seasons that you're about to come in and knowing when you're about to be busy. Like, you gotta know, I'm gonna sound like I got everything all figured out. I really don't, but I set aside time. Like, I know I'm busier in the summer. I get less sleep in the summer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really work out in the gym in the summer. I carve out, like, I know I work out more in the gym in the wintertime. Like, it's like you carve out certain times of the year for certain things. Like, you kind of put, like, I work outside a lot more in the summertime. Like, I know, like, summertime is my busy season. I'm gonna be working a lot more. So I know, like, yo, I can't play Call of Duty to 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta pack it in. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta set your life up to, like,
Yeah, but realistically, though, if you wanted to, you could just work your regular 40, little, around there, and play your Call of Duty if you wanted to. Right?
Yeah, but with that, we won't get no money.
No, you'll get money. You might not get what you want because you want to
doing that. Stop doing that. You always doing that.
You want to live your life.
You always be talking about the shit that you don't like to do.
It's
true. You like getting money, man. Talk about getting money, man.
It's true though, but it's like
get money, man.
It's easier to say, you know what, I'm gonna work this nice little 9 to 5. I'm gonna take it day by day, and I'm just gonna live. But for people who are striving, it's like, this isn't enough. Like, and I think it's all right to say, a house, a couple of kids, and a wife isn't enough. I need more. I feel like it's all right to say stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just like you said, playing it on instead of normal or easy mode, you're playing it on hard because all the stuff, all the things like the things that come with it. You might make somebody upset. You're not going to please everybody when you're trying to make moves to build something. When you're trying to build something, you're not going to please everybody. Somebody's going to be hurt. Somebody's going to be disappointed at the end of the day. But it's the end goal. and not everybody sees the end goal the way you see it.
Right.
So when it's like, all right, well, I know that what I'm building here is going to make a difference than this one little party,
because there's certain things that are like it's in all of us, and I'm gonna let you answer this, Holly. And I want you to come in right after. Cool. It's the fire of the creator. Like, we're
Right.
creators.
Yeah.
We're constantly thinking about how we would approach a certain subject. Things, we have ideas flowing through our heads the whole time. We are trying to create something constantly, and it's kind of like life can't be on easy mode if you work in your 9 to 5, because you're not creating anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta be creative. Like, it's something that, I don't know. It's just that fire that ever since I was a kid, like ever since I could remember, I was like, yo, cutting up. I was soaring nunchuck. I was soaring a broomstick in my garage and hooking up a chain to it, trying to make nunchucks. Like, you just want to create things. You just want to build things. You want to make something. You want to do something. You want to draw something. You want to contribute that shit that's going on in your head to the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not easy. You have to carve out time for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Oh, well, personally, I don't envy many things or many people, but I envy the person, because obviously envy is a terrible word.
Let's say admire.
No, I'm going to say envy because it's a terrible word. I want to go with that. I'm being negative at this point. But I do envy the person that can just go to work and come home and just do life like that. I must imagine that must be a real sense of peace, right?
Yeah.
Because for many of us, work is taxing. And kids are taxing, and relationships are. It's all, a regular life is taxing in itself to a degree. I always felt that I had some sort of like curse to a degree, where my mind never stops running.
Yeah.
So me with my 2 children, right? Like, my daughter shows glimpses of being like me, and I try to curve her immediately, because not saying it's right or not, but I don't want her to have the curse of the creative. I kind of just want her, like, my wife doesn't have to create shit. My wife can go to work, come home, throw on the TV, and be fine.
Yeah.
Me, I've got TV shows that I wanted to watch for months.
Yeah, years.
You know what I'm saying? And when I get home and I sit down for 5 minutes, I'm like, let me grab my computer. I could probably start that article. I could probably start it. I could probably look at this. What if I did this? What if that? And I don't know. I almost look for a life. And this is why I live to hope that one day my creative side pays the bills. Right? So I can go be creative from 9 to 5.
Right.
And then get back to doing nothing.
You ever felt like you would resent the creative side? What if you're living the dream now?
So I've tried being a non-creative or regular a couple times in my life.
Yeah. It's a very interesting question.
And I've lived for a decent amount of time doing it.
Really? I don't ever remember you not.
So in between me trying to do music, was one. I was able to just work
the conversion
and come home. Right. When I put music down, it was like, oh wow, this is what it's like to just read a book and not do anything else. Like, not think about it, and then then radio comes into play, and it's kind of like
fever hit.
You know what I mean?
You got sick, nigga.
Yeah, because I just felt like, and mind you, that was a pretty good period of time. We're talking 5 years or so, where, but in that I try to do little things, but it was no pressure behind it. Right. Like you said, okay, if you're coming home and you're trying to saw nunchucks together, that's just so you could have a pair of nunchucks. It's not so you can create a nunchuck line.
Right.
Dig what I'm saying? So there's levels.
I was like 8.
No, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying, right? Like, if you want to come home and paint,
Yeah.
it's one thing to just come home and paint a picture and say, "Hey, I painted a picture." It's another thing to try to paint and say, "I want to become an artist on the side." Right? There's a
Mhm.
different level of
But
aspiration.
isn't that what it always is?
Not always.
Like you paint
Some-
one picture.
I have an
you want
aunt.
Bob Ross?
No, I have an aunt.
Yeah,
I have an aunt who was a nurse.
Yeah.
And retired as a nurse.
Yeah.
And just paint sometimes.
Yeah,
And it's just that. And it stays. When I'm done, maybe I'll hang it up. Maybe I'll give it away.
Yeah. You never go
And-
to that auntie. You can
See-
put this
see-
at home good.
But see, that's the thing.
you start fucking with people's heads or whatever. Now they start.
Auntie,
Yeah.
let me take these.
This is
Let me get
certain things are supposed to be hobbies to people. That's just like,
Hobbies.
all right, relaxation. This is what I do on
Right.
my off time, on my leisure.
Yeah.
Then somebody like you will come and like, you should sell this. Like you're like,
Yeah.
damn,
See,
like,
that's the
don't
thing.
give me that pressure.
And
Right,
then,
right,
and
right.
then, I'm sorry. And,
Yeah,
then,
go ahead.
and then it comes to the point where I don't do nothing for nothing. That's where I'm at now. Where, for instance, my wife can read a novel. I can't read a novel. I have no, because I gain nothing from a novel. Every book I read has to be a marketing book, has to be a self-help book, to where when I put the book down, I only take those things and apply it to my life. She can just read a book about vampires and be fine with reading the book about. She could be 300 pages.
Right.
Mhm.
Me, 300 pages about a vampire, that is a waste of life to me.
Okay.
I gain nothing from that. But a 300-page self-help book
Mhm.
or a 300-page marketing or
Yeah,
advertising book, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Definitely not.
I
into the
learned this trick
nonfiction.
and that
Mm.
trick and this and
Yeah.
that and third. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, I do feel that it is some kind of and not that I want to hog up all the mic time, but I do think that messes you up in a certain sense, because you're always living in some sort of made up world a little bit. I've always felt from a kid I've lived in some old alternate reality. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And you realize that when you have like one American parent and a Caribbean parent. The Caribbean parent is super rooted in reality.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? What
Yeah,
the fuck
yeah,
is
yeah.
that doing? Like, what do
He
you?
said, Mikey.
Yeah, what are you doing there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
why are you reading these books? Like, you need to get a job or you need to do this. And the American parent is like, yeah, you can do anything. You can read that and you can go on
Paper
and
Yeah.
gold. Yeah.
be a world
Yeah.
famous author. And you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that, that's just the case that I got. Hollywood, what do you think, man?
I definitely think that it's just difficult. I think the 9 to 5 route, to just be like, yo, like you say, your wife doesn't have to be creative,
Not at all.
but that's because she did the real life shit. She did the real world shit. And that's the same thing that I go through with my show, because she's a lawyer. So it's like anything, even if she creates content,
Mm.
it's it's poignant because she's making content of real world shit that you actually need in life. We're kind of just winging it and saying, look, we hope you like this tap dance.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Right.
But if your wife decided she was going to do a podcast about being a doctor, shit is popping.
Yeah.
Everybody need that. Same thing with my girl, lawyer. You put out some legal advice, everybody fucking need that shit. We're just like, listen, we're talking about free world shit. If you know,
You know.
But is it the pressure that we put on ourselves?
it's definitely a pressure
'Cause,
because
all
we're
right,
tap dancing. We're basically tap dancing for people. We're saying
'cause
we hope you like us. We hope
Well,
hope you're cool enough for us.
'cause
We
it may
we
be
hope
on
we're cool
both-
enough for you.
it may be on both sides. Like, let's just say your wife and his wife, they do a podcast. They might just do it because they want to give the
Right.
game to people in medical and in law and
Yeah.
legal, right?
Right.
And they like, yo, he's just doing it. And it's no pressure for them, right? It's no pressure. It's not like, all right, I'm already successful as a lawyer. I'm
Right.
successful
'Cause
as
they
a
put in-
doctor.
they put in that real
Like, I
world work.
don't need to be successful as a podcaster. So it's like, all right. And then it'd be like, oh, you know what? We want to give you a deal. And this because there's no
Right.
pressure,
Right.
right? But we
Right.
put the pressure on, right?
Yes.
Me and Cool will have conversation. We'll all have conversations, right? And it's
Right.
about like the way we measure success. Everything is based on monetary,
Say that
right?
all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and you have
Like,
that all the time.
All of us have shit, right?
Right,
We
right.
don't need the money from a fucking podcast, right?
Right,
we
right.
all live a lot,
Yeah,
live decent lives, right?
It'd be
But
nice.
it's like we like, oh, we're failures because we didn't make mad money on, you know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, all right, we already make money on other shit. So,
Right, right.
but it's like, all right, yo, I'm not this or that or whatever. I got to make it at this.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like, yo, if you set a goal
Right.
and you accomplish it, it doesn't always have to be tied to money, right? Because there's so many people that even in podcasting, content creation, there are mad people that I wanted to do that. I wanted to do one too. And it's like, all right, why don't we take the pat on the back on the fact that we actually did the work and got to this point,
Right.
right? We don't
Yeah.
take the like, yeah, you know, that was a win.
Right.
We like, we're still losing.
Yeah.
We ain't making mad money on this shit.
Not
You know what I mean? Like-
losing, but it's the participation trophy
Nah,
kind of part of it though.
Listen,
Like, all
it's a-
right, yeah, we
it's a
did
lot-
it, but it's cool. Like, what's your aunt's name that makes the art?
My Aunt Yvonne, my birthday twin. Shout out Yvonne.
Aunt Yvonne.
I have an
Honey
uncle.
Vaughn.
I have an uncle that's a birthday twin with me.
Ah, there you go,
Nah, that's
man.
amazing.
Cool.
Aunt
Yeah,
Yvonne,
you
shout out
know-
to you, my girl.
Yeah,
My
for her to
mom-
lock in and just
My mom's sister.
no doubt.
Yeah, my
For
pops. sister.
for
My
Aunt
pop's brother, sorry,
Yvonne to
brother.
just make that art, it feels like this is what we're doing. It's like it's a side mission to make some money. Like it'll be nice to make some money.
Well,
you
I-
trying to
playing
Jedi
the-
mind
the
trick
lo-
yourself?
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
do think
Yeah.
I do
Nah,
think
we-
Because you don't do shit for
No.
no money.
right.
Exactly.
We are trying.
Oh, no, on
You-
this,
you
like
got-
here.
You got intentions of
Listen,
bread.
we gotta be
Or,
honest.
like, yo, like, all right, we enjoy it,
Mm.
but I think in everybody
It's-
in the back of the head, it's like,
so.
all
It's
right,
not
if,
enough.
if it's money tied to
Hold
this,
on,
let's
I
try
will
to
it's
get
say-
that
not
money,
enough.
right?
That's what I said.
Yeah, but
that's what I said at the
there's
beginning.
there's a gear that I know that
We would
I-
have to get to in order to get to that point.
Yeah,
And
so
we-
I'm a very realistic, grounded,
yeah, yeah,
rooted person.
yeah.
You never hear me like pushing like, bro, we ain't making no money. I'm gonna quit this shit.
Yeah.
I know, like, nigga, I would never say half-assing, but this is art. We're
Mhm.
on
All
the
right,
art.
so I'm
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
We're painting on our day off.
I'm definitely glad to say speak for yourselves. And the only reason why I say that is
He said we're
because
painting on our day.
you know, as for me, and this is with all due respect, guys,
Mm.
you know,
They're
this
not like us.
no, this for me, is kind of, I don't want to say practice, but it is for me fine tuning my skills for
Okay.
Mhm.
what I do on a normal basis. Like, you know, I'm part of multiple shows on a weekly basis.
Mhm.
And my overall goal is to begin to one day switch careers in total. And so, you know, I look at it where, and I've said this to you guys up front. And I'm when I say it, you're gonna say, oh yeah, you did say that. The success of this show doesn't make me any difference. Whether or not Cigars and Whiskey does 1 million views per episode or not, it doesn't make me a difference because, you know, my overall goal is to gain the practice of sitting here going, doing this. Look, right? That's me, guys. Right? It's to build my skills. So I definitely I am in it to make a dollar bill. You know, when I go to Connoisseur, I don't tell Connoisseur, hey, I'm just here to fucking kick it and
Yeah.
what you got? I'm just here to sit down. No, I want my direct deposit when I leave there.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
You get what I'm saying? And even my show I do at Nassau now, I'm starting to realize like, hey, you know, it's practice for me to go to the next level now. But I am putting that unnecessary pressure on myself in a lot of spaces because I do work a regular job. You dig what I'm saying?
Mhm.
In my regular job,
But is it unnecessary though?
it's probably highly unnecessary. Well, no, I would say no, based on me trying to switch careers.
But that's kind of what I'm getting into with what Ron is saying. It's like the pressure that you put on yourself. Is it necessary?
Yes.
You're saying, but you just said it's not. You said it's unnecessary pressure. what how much of it is unnecessary, how much of it is necessary, especially for people like us, because based on what GB is saying, it's like, he's grounded. So it's like, if the shit isn't making money, if the shit doesn't have an, lead to a way of means or whatever you want to call it, he's still gonna do it. He's still fucking with it. He's doing it for the sake of the art. Some of us are looking for the monetary value out of it. Some of us are looking for what's gonna come out of it. If I do this is gonna come out of it.
Yeah.
Those are the people who are trying to get out of what we're doing right now. We're trying to get the fuck out of the everyday comfortability of like we're running away from that. The easy life, we're running away from it. We're trying to make it hard on ourselves. So there is a pressure there, but is it an unnecessary pressure? Because if we don't do it, we'll still be all right. If we just say fuck it.
But will we be?
How
all right,
much of
But will we be?
But
all right?
that's the point. That's the point.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the point I'm trying to make. Is it unnecessary? Because at the end of the day, we're trying to build something that goes beyond a comfort level. We don't want to be comfortable.
See, all right. My thing is this. Why don't we take away the pressure for monetary gain, and put the pressure on the actual process of doing it? You know what I mean?
Because time is money.
Yeah. Yep.
The more time you spend doing something, the more you kind of
costs.
need
Time
to
costs.
replace that money or
Right.
justify the time for it. Like, we are fathers,
So,
we're husbands.
Right.
everything
If
like
we were
that.
homeless people, if we were homeless single, and
All right. So let's just
it
say
would take less of a pressure off of us.
all
So
right.
let's go
So-
get
so-
go get homeless, guys. Let's drop everything right now. Divorce wives.
because I'm not gonna first of all, I feel
almost
like that is
I'm almost with that.
that's part of it. That's part of it, right?
Yeah.
That's and I'm this is the real shit, right?
Yeah.
If we were broke and homeless, we probably would be more successful in this.
Exactly.
No, well,
There's a
single,
Yes.
single
you're right.
and kidless.
No,
Right.
no.
Yeah, I'll take single and kidless.
No.
If we were single and kidless, we would be more successful. Broken home is not even a real thing. It's not even a real thing. You ain't getting Wi-Fi. You broken home. What do you about?
Right.
I think we're
All right.
I agree with both of y'all.
No,
I'm
all
talking
right.
about being hampered by real life.
Bro, yeah,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
You know for a fact
Mm.
that if this shit never makes a dime, you're still paying your mortgage.
Yeah.
Still paying your car notes, all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not going to
Right.
And that's the subconscious that you have that you're never going to, it's never going to kick into the front of your brain. And it's like, oh, why is this shit not popping? Because I don't
Yeah.
have to make it pop.
Well,
right?
let's do an experiment. Let's just say that, Colin Cowherd calls us now, and then he wants to offer us a deal with the value. Now we got
I'd
a
have
little
to say,
V.
the first thing I'd be like is, who was that?
Nah, he got the little, you see everybody with a little V on the corner of their joint?
Oh yeah, okay.
Club Shay Shay is
Club
on
Shay
there.
Shay, Jada and Joe, everybody who's doing anything right now.
Yeah.
They got a little V in the corner.
Right.
I feel like
He's crushing.
I'd be the only one on staff at the end of the day. I'd be the only one that'd be like, fucking I'm out. Yeah, I'd be like, let's check out what that is. I'm like,
And
I'm
then it's
gone.
like, the art becomes the money, and now it's like we kind of like quitting the job, but now we got to be in Kansas City, and we got to be here. We got to
No,
do this.
that's
we
too
gotta do
easy.
shows.
That's too easy.
It's too easy.
No. This I'm gonna tell you what the scenario is.
Go ahead, go.
Colin Cowherd calls you and says, "Yo, give you 25,000 for your show. Travel around. I'll pay for the lodging, all that stuff like that.
25,000.
25,000 a year,
Yeah.
but you got to leave your job. Are
Right.
you doing it?
You said
That's-
25,000.
Yeah.
25,000.
That's
No. You're
very-
saying the
that's-
wrong. You're saying the wrong
No.
number. Or you
No,
saying
I'm saying the right number.
Yeah, right.
25,000.
25,000.
No,
But
that's
I'm
very
you
good.
you
Yeah.
will pay for you to get around the country,
Yeah.
stay in the hotels, do shows.
So it's
or whatever.
25,000 with perks.
Each person.
It's 25.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 20. I was gonna say
Yeah.
for the show, but let's say 25,000 a piece.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
on
yeah,
the
like-
weekend.
yeah.
Like we could work on the
No,
weekend.
no. You got to
No.
work during the week, You got to give up your job. Yes.
Okay, man.
GB,
Say 25
it's just not
now.
registering.
Don't
No,
try to
I don't think I'm understanding the number. 250? Are you
No,
missing the zero?
25, 25, 0, 0,
I
0.
can make that working at McDonald's.
Okay.
GB,
Right.
you almost
But
sure
you
said
would be-
janitor.
I don't
All right, hold
What are we
on,
talking
hold on.
about, baby?
But you
I'm
would
like, I'm
be-
like, maybe I fucked up.
Technically, you would be a professional
As
podcaster.
the
Oh,
maintenance-
nah, nigga. I'm Yvonne, nigga.
Shout out on Yvonne.
nigga, miss me with that.
Yeah, right.
25.
but
nigga.
Title.
I'll make that shit.
And
that-
That's a
and
very good
that's-
point,
that
though.
shit my
And that's
sleep,
Right.
nigga. I'm
that's
hustling
why.
my money
That's
up.
why, right?
Right.
Because
It's short me.
if this is why we got to learn how to trick our minds, right?
Right.
Because you looking at deals, you looking at Gillian Wallow, you looking at hundreds of millions. So yeah,
I'm looking at my mortgage, bro.
I'll leave my job for that.
Yeah.
But like, yo, all right, everybody's not getting super lucrative deals. But if
Right.
you want to be a podcaster and that's what you want to do, you'll take
Yeah.
that bread,
You gotta start-
right?
you
I'm not
gotta
gonna sell
start
ass.
somewhere.
Like that's selling ass.
All right. But
Well,
if
I mean,
you-
selling
but-
ass,
25? You 25, you selling ass, yo.
if I
Bro.
25, you
yo,
selling-
you make you
25, you
it's
wildin'.
It's a perk in that.
You got to pay tax on that 25? You come home with 13?
ain't gonna lie.
Booty.
I ain't gonna-
Booty right everywhere. Nigga. You 50 baby moms, nigga. Yo, she got that a week, nigga. Yo, she got 10 a week. Yo, nigga, let's keep no, hell no. All right, let's bring it full circle. Let's bring it back to Father's Day. Were any of our fathers a creative? My father was not a creative.
My father was not a is not a creative.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Not
Right,
at all.
right.
Not even a little.
Is
bit.
there
Not
a
even
pressure? Is there pressure? Are we putting any pressure on our kids to create? I know you say
I'm
that
trying
you
to.
run.
I want
for,
them to go. I
from
want them
it.
to go the other way.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I think I would. I
So we're not. Why is it such a negative thing to you? Like, why do you look at it
I like
as such a curse?
Once again, because I know I've spent a lot of time in the clouds.
sacrifice.
Mhm.
Yeah, sacrifice a lot of life.
Yeah, I've gave away a lot of tangible things that were right in front of me
Which
for
goes to Rod's
dreams
point about
and
the 25,000. Kind of goes to Rod's point about the 25,000.
yeah. See, I might have took the 25.
You wild.
Yeah,
When
right.
So
now,
all right.
I might have took the 25.
Exactly.
If you're saying that, right?
Exactly.
Let me ask you this. The alternative of what you're thinking, like I'd spend a lot of time in the clouds. What would you be doing?
Right.
Well, other than that,
Yeah.
working a menial job somewhere.
well, no,
Who wants to do that
no,
shit?
no.
That's what I'm saying. The clouds is a
Going-
beautiful place to be.
Yeah.
Working more at the
Superman
job
flying
that I
the
was at, maybe. Listen, you asked me a question. I just gave you an answer.
No,
Ah,
it's-
yeah,
it's
I
in
know-
the
yeah,
book.
you're right,
No,
you're
no,
right.
it's
I
in
just
the
gave you an
point.
answer.
You
Studying.
like
That's
working?
the point.
You like working a job?
Well, this is the thing. You can't get it twisted and think that if you became a professional podcaster, it doesn't become work at that point. It's where a lot of music. That's where a lot of musicians fall to the wayside.
Mm.
Is because they forget that it's a job. They forget that it's.
I
You know what I
get
mean?
it. I get it. But it's different from like working like, yo, I'm
I don't
working.
know. Maybe.
You don't
Working
think
for the city or
a
working
rapper
for
that
the-
transitioned to being a podcaster or being a podcaster is different or better than like working at Con Ed or something like
So
that?
this is the thing about a Con Ed. The thing about a Con Ed is you have a set work schedule.
That's safe
Mhm.
money. Safe money.
You have a set work schedule. You have benefits.
Okay.
You have if you're lucky, you may have some holiday pay. You may have sick days, right? You know what? Listen, you know what happens if you have a show and you have it and you're sick?
What?
You don't make money.
No, you have to pay back money.
Right.
Damn.
You owe.
You owe
I mean,
money.
like,
Yeah.
Okay.
like, oh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly.
They're moving all that. Now.
Exactly.
Yeah, COVID.
Where you can call
You know
in
what
and
I'm
say,
saying?
"Yo, I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna just take this little
Yeah,
day.
nigga.
I got 11 in the bank or something like that.
Overdraft.
I got that
Let me take
25. I
this
got
back.
that smooth 25 in the
Yeah,
bank.
yeah,
Thank
let me-
you.
Let me
Yo,
go on ahead
um,
and call out.
Any Father's Day plans? What y'all doing on Sunday, man?
Nothing now.
Ah, come on.
Nothing that I can think of now. I was supposed to go somewhere with some family members, but
Okay.
I don't. It's not happening on Sunday. No.
All right.
So yeah, no. My plans that I had are dead. So
Gotcha.
I ain't doing shit.
You getting on the grill? You're gonna be outside? You're gonna be
I
inside?
thought about getting a grill. Maybe I could throw some burgers in the air.
Right.
Well, I
Wave
do.
them like you just don't care.
I think there's another question here. All right, and the question is, and I'm gonna answer, but I want to kind of swing the question back your way. Is Father's Day a day to be with the kids or a day to be kidless? And I want to start with you two gentlemen up there.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Yeah, somebody.
Anything. I feel like Father's Day is your day. You could do anything you want to do.
Okay.
You could go play. You
Let me
could have a 12 o'clock.
Let me rephrase
pickleball.
the question because
You
I
take
like how
the
you
kids to the
dodged it.
park.
You did a
do
great
anything
job.
You want to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
You
You did a great job, right? You spun me, right? Now let me try this again.
Yeah.
GB, on your Father's Day,
Right.
are you going to be with your children or are you going to take it as a solo day to do your own thing?
I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna sleep in.
Good one.
I'm gonna sleep in.
Uh-huh.
I'm probably gonna go to the park with my kid. Cause this is where I could get my kid out the house to do whatever I want her to do.
Okay.
So we're gonna go for a nice long walk.
Okay.
She's at my mercy. So I get to do whatever I want.
You walk
to
around the
do
hood?
with her.
Around the
No,
hood?
no, we probably go to Hampton Lake State Park, do like the whole,
Got
you know what I mean, trail and
Mm.
everything like that. And then probably come home, put some burgers on the grill. Then I'm
That's
going to work.
interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm going.
He's so he's saying that's an interesting way to spin it because it's like I'm taking advantage of Father's Day my way.
Yeah.
Like as a dad.
Yeah.
Spun it nonetheless, right?
See,
We're gonna settle on spun.
See, the way we usually look at Father's Day is that we want it to be a day where we just reflect on ourselves
Yeah.
of all the shit that we've done in a year as a dad.
Yeah.
But what GB is doing, he's saying, no, I'm taking advantage of being a dad, and I'm gonna be like I'm puppet master and everybody.
Yeah. This is my day. I
tell
can't.
you to do my
No
pretties.
resistance. I get no resistance on this day. I get to
I like
curate
that, though.
my
I like
day
that, though.
exactly the
And
way I want it
you
without
know
any
what?
resistance. Gotta do what I
think
want to
that's
do.
what
So,
I'm doing.
I
yeah,
get to pick her
Holly.
Slurpee.
Now I
Like,
know
yo,
what
if I
I'm
want her
doing
to
on Father's
have
Day.
a cherry Slurpee. That's what she's drinking that day.
So Holly, what about you? A day
Now I know what I'm doing on Father's Day.
day with the kids or a day minus?
I'm always with the kids. A lot of Father's Days. Well, how many have I had now? 21,
A lot of
20,
Father's
20,
Days.
20 Father's Days.
Get it.
And most of them I spent being with the kids, maybe going bowling with my pops, because that's like a tradition we have. We go bowling on Father's Day with my pops. Take him, that's one of his favorite things to do.
Because that's what he wanted to do. He
Yeah.
curated his day.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So that would be something if I wasn't doing anything. But I would like to take it as a day to just reflect and chill, drink something, smoke a cigar,
Nice.
and just
That'd be nice.
just be to myself for a day.
Mhm.
But once you hear that daddy, it's just like, all right, well, this is never going to happen. Never going to get that time. But that's why we create.
Mhm.
I feel like that's why we create, because that's our time to actually do that, especially mine. I speak for myself on that. So I create because even if I don't get the Father's Day to be able to chill and reflect, I got to do something to keep building something for these little knuckleheads. That,
No talk.
Ronco, what about you, sir? With the kids? Minus the kids.
I'd probably be around the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he said around them.
They're in the house.
Around
In
them.
the
They're in the house
vicinity.
somewhere.
They ain't
I
gonna
They
know.
talk to me though.
I ain't watching it.
Exactly,
Yeah, don't talk to me today. I'm gonna be around your ass, but don't talk to me today.
Yeah, my kids they gonna probably do the same thing. They gonna
Every
do the
day.
same thing.
Every
My kids, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even realize Father's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
Because
It's been quiet.
It's
yeah,
been
very
quiet.
right?
It's been
Quiet.
quiet.
You know what's crazy?
Mother's Day commercial.
Yeah.
Spanish niggas selling flowers on the street. Like, nigga, Father's Day. It's like, yo, what? You can't be like, yo, this should be ass on the street.
Yo,
Father's Day.
my son during Mother's Day, he came home with like a plant. They'll have something at school for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have nothing for Father's Day.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Shit.
That's crazy.
So
That's so hilarious because I think my daughter came this year with like I think it was a plant or something. I think it was something like that, a plant, and Nothing.
Father's Day, come home with a
Yeah.
bill, nigga.
Nah.
A bill.
Yeah.
Pay this,
Right.
pay this, pop.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
what was crazy is I had spoken to one of my young girls at the school, and she was telling me what she did for her mother for Mother's Day. I brought her this, and I went and got that, and I said, "Well, all right, what about your pops?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll probably just go to Chipotle and buy a bowl and then dump it on a plate and then say, 'Hey, I made this.'" And I'm like, "Yo, that is
Yo, that nigga scarf that
that's-
shit.
and he's gonna eat it. He's
You
gonna, of course he is.
scarf
Of
it. You
course
gonna
he is.
scarf it.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
But it leads me to believe that I think more of us should take. See, okay, the difference about Mother's Day, right? I think Mother's Day is where moms get to relax and have the day curated for them,
You're pampered.
to them.
Right.
Where I think fathers, much like what GB said you have to have a plan.
Oh,
Yeah.
You have
yeah.
to-
If you got no plan, nigga.
you have
done,
to
nigga.
have
Get
a
another
plan.
Sunday.
So we
Mm.
so
Yeah.
we have to have a plan for Father's Day and for Mother's Day.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Because we're supposed to be low maintenance.
Exactly.
So,
So at the very best, they'll ask you what you want to do.
right.
Yeah.
And if
They
you don't
not-
got nothing,
Yeah.
all right, nigga.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta have something.
What's a dude gonna say? A dude gonna say something mad simple. A
Yeah.
dude gonna be like, all right, I just chill.
Well,
Let's just chill out, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, you can just chill out, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
nah, if you really want to fuck them up, you pull out the whiteboard.
Yeah. Yeah.
8 o'clock, we going to church. 9:30, we going to fucking breakfast. 10 o'clock, I got niggas all day. Them niggas be like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Father's Day turned to Mother's Day. I got you a fucking paper tie,
You
nigga.
know what? You know what? I think my podcast is done now. I think GB just answered the question.
Yeah, nobody cares, right?
All right. Nobody cares about Father's Day. Forget about it.
Yo,
It's
we
done
gotta
now.
care about Father's Day, bro.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
gotta- yo, I went into Home Depot and I've been there fucking like 4 times a week for the last fucking 3 months because I'm working in the yard and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm being facetious, but I'm like, yo, the flyest gift would be a barbecue apron
Right.
that looked like the orange Home Depot apron. And I'm like, why don't they sell that shit in here? Like, yo, if it
Wait,
was
say,
a bomb,
yo,
they
say it
would have
again.
that shit.
Say it
in there.
again. Oh,
That's a
what?
good point. If Home
Like a
Depot-
barbecue apron, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
that we all
It's
use
the
when
Home
we're on the
Depot.
grill, but the orange that looked like the Home Depot
Oh.
apron.
Yeah,
Yo,
with
we
the-
get in there, you
with
know what I
the
mean?
little
Like that would be a
rectangle there, you can put
fly.
your name
That would
tag.
be
Mm.
dope. You know what I mean? For like Father's Day, but like they don't sell
that's
it.
Hilarious.
No one cares about Father's Day.
Yeah.
And Home Depot
That's what I
would Home Depot would make bank on that.
Dog.
What? When Home
Niggas be
Depot
walking
aprons?
around in Home Depot with that
What?
shit though.
Yeah, hell yeah, right. right. Niggas,
Yeah.
niggas start working there,
Start moving lumber.
just walking
Yeah,
out
man.
with shit.
Yeah, man.
I think the goal is, for fathers, maybe just have a plan. And also, so okay, how I would like to play it
Mm.
going forward is take the Saturday, or because usually it's a Sunday. Is it a Sunday all the time?
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, take the Saturday and you do what you want to do solo, dolo, with some friends, with some homies
Good idea too.
on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And then the Sunday you spend totally at the house with the children, right? You got to monopolize kind of both
Mm.
Yeah,
days.
man.
Even if, just an idea, if you have a couple of friends that are fathers, right? You take that Saturday and say, hey, as friends, we're going to go and do X, Y, and Z. And
Mhm.
then you come because, listen, the wife is not upset if you're home with the kids. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like,
Right.
Mhm.
so you just monopolize.
She's
kinda both
upset if
things.
you out having fun without.
Yeah.
Maybe Father's Day. She really, you kind of let her off the hook.
But that's okay.
Like, and it goes full circle.
But that's
No
okay.
maintenance.
But that's
we
okay.
We're not looking to go out to freaking TGI Fridays or whatever. We're not looking for the fancy dinner. Like, if they ask us where you want to go eat, I don't know. That's why grilling is
a lot of
Father.
us end up
gonna
on the
get
grill.
dressed and sit on a line to go eat
Yeah.
a steak. At
A lot of
restaurant.
us,
We don't eat
end
that.
up cooking a great portion of our own food.
Yes. Yeah.
on time. But you know what? I guess that's just something we gotta just accept, right?
What do
Or
you think deadbeat dads doing Father's Day? Like, what do you think they feel? Like niggas
they're
that,
outside.
Like,
They're
know
outside.
they got kids, but they ain't take care of them shit.
They get
Oh,
to
You
break
think
it.
that's the one day of guilt?
They take the Happy Father's Day from everybody, and they feel
No,
good
but
about
niggas
that.
looking at you like you ain't shit.
Nah.
Like, or you hiding the fact that you got kids.
Nah.
Yo, you know what pisses me off the most? The mothers that get the Happy Father's Day.
Oh, that's
The single mothers that get the Happy Father's Day wishes. Like, fuck you. I
I'm
take
not
care
gonna
of
lie.
my kid.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely giving my moms a couple Happy Father's Days.
Like
It's
that?
time. It's time.
she was
was-
nigga. I can hear your
she was
father
fucked
sucking
up.
his teeth from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, long Jamaican.
I mean,
Listen, my nigga.
no, I mean the baby mothers that they got baby daddies.
Oh yeah.
Single mothers that got
Those.
baby daddies, and they just like, fuck you, bitch. I take care of my kid.
Yeah.
That's not how your friends telling you Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's get into the show, right? All
right, where we gonna start?
Start with Diddy, man. Let's start with a little Diddy
OG.
trial recap. A little take that.
Start with our heroes.
All right.
We're in week 4. I thought it was week 3, but we're in week 4 of this whole debacle.
Yeah.
It's week 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Week 4, yeah.
Yes.
50 baby moms been holding court, literally.
She's been up there some days, right?
Yeah, Jane Doe.
I don't understand why they keep trying to hold it, and it's like they put out the details,
Yeah.
the transcripts, and it's like it's her.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to still
Yeah.
hold her identity. Like,
Well, that's
Yeah, but
legally. See, that's the thing. See, now remember, man, this court, everything is uprooted and different because of the good old internet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are,
right.
legally, the court system still has
You
to.
still got to play it out.
Yeah, they still have to play it by
It's
what.
the court of public opinion that is saying, "Oh, we
Yeah.
know it's 50 Cent baby mom."
Right. So I do think that they can't just come out and say it,
Right.
And honestly, I think that the court is okay with that to a degree.
Yeah.
Because it keeps interest
Right.
in
Right.
what's going on. Like
Yeah.
we can't legally keep this interest, but thank goodness for the bloggers and the internet stalkers
yeah,
who are
because
able
they could
to.
easily say, "Yo, you
Right.
know what? While she's on the stand, no media or anything like that is in
Right.
there.
Right.
We just got, her testimony has to be, no other spectators or anything like that inside the courtroom."
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, like you let people in there, they can come out, report. They're not gonna say, they can't say who she is, but it's evident they can give clues.
Yeah.
A little sketch drawing that shit. She
Yeah.
got the G Unit wife beater on.
Uh,
In the sketch. This Chinese chick.
She walked out the court with 50
See her
Cent's
man,
baby.
she's coming over.
Yeah, I know 50 sick. Let's jump into the clip, bro. Let's jump in.
Sick.
Recap of week 4 in the federal trial of Sean Diddy Combs, from emotional testimony to high-stakes cross-examinations. I'm Danita Chantel, and here are 6 key takeaways from inside court in Manhattan. Prosecution focused on themes of control, secrecy, and financial influence. The defense pushed back, pointing out contradictions and keeping the broader context in view. First, a former hotel security guard said he was paid $100,000 in cash and signed an NDA after allegedly giving surveillance footage from 2016 involving Cassie Ventura to Combs' team.
Can I just say something? Like, why is the world acting so naive to the fact that if you have money, certain rules don't apply to you, and you could do things to people, to who, whatever, if you have money, right? And people are accepting of money to do certain things, and they're acting as if, like, when you talk about financial control, that's how the world is built, right? Like they put certain things on you so you can go to work, to make money, to pay taxes. If you do something wrong, they'll hold the fact that you'll lose your job, you'll lose your money, right?
Yeah.
We're all controlled by money, right? But when a person does it,
Yeah.
or somebody who has more money than other people, they get people to do shit for them, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Like that's how the world is structured. That's
so
how-
I agree with you 10,000%, right? Because It even came to the point where they were saying something like girlfriend for hire.
Mhm.
Now, if you look at the internet,
That was
right?
my Craigslist post back in 2017.
How much you paying?
If you were to look at relationships in 2025, some women on the internet would almost make it seem like they're all kind of, not all, because I don't want to say I really don't want to get us canceled, but what do a lot of internet women say? A man needs to have this, a man needs to have that, or whatever
6
the case is.
figures,
So
flued out.
almost like a girlfriend for hire,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So he's saying, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, I will no longer put you or keep you in the apartment or whatever, paying your $10,000 a month rental situation. But that is what some women are advertising. Well, no, are saying that's what they need
Yeah.
Mhm.
to even be in a relationship with a guy,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But
I
I
ain't got to create no content or nothing.
And you hear how you said that, and we just like, you
Yeah,
said that,
you know
right?
what I
It's
mean?
all good.
Right.
She want 10,000. All right, yeah,
Right.
We not calling her no prostitute, no hoe, no nothing. We just say, oh yeah, she want
I
10,000.
am, but
Yeah.
quietly.
All right,
silently.
in our heads we thinking
Yeah,
that,
in my head.
but we not say,
which
we,
is
we okay with that, right? All
yeah,
right,
because
fair exchange,
it
right?
fair
Yeah.
exchange, which it boils down to some women saying things like, oh, if he can't pay this bill for me, then he can't have me, or whatever the case was. So in this
But
case,
then turn around and play
but
victim
but once again,
when the shit don't go their way.
like I said, I do think that I don't think you could deny that some of these prosecutors are envious of the life that this man lives, right? And how he can use money as a tool to do what it needs to do. And if we have the opportunity to secretly,
I don't know, cool.
I kind of think so.
I think they kind of like look at him like as a degenerate, like everybody else does.
Yeah,
I
just
look
a
at Puff like
crazy
he's a
ass rich
degenerate.
person.
Yeah, he's a
It's like,
degenerate.
oh, this fucking crazy
He's
rich
completely
people.
lost
You
touch with reality.
Right.
He's completely become
You get all this money, and all of a sudden, you do
person.
freaky
But
shit.
that's what I'm saying. But that's
He's a
what I'm saying.
freaky
It's the
ass
same thing
nigga
I'm
with
saying.
money.
Everything in the United States of anything in the United States of America, the question is, can you afford to do that?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No. It's
Yes,
no.
it
No.
Yeah,
Slide in the
We
frame.
came degenerate.
He could afford to do that. To be a degenerate.
We're from the generation of getting something off your arm. You know what I mean? You go and you match that shorty. You go, your charisma, your
That's
aura,
bullshit, man.
whatever they called it, you was able to get that off the strength. You kept it and you cultivated it off of the bread. But getting bitches off of bread was always whack, yo.
Nah, but you know why? I don't agree with that
Full
because
of shit, nigga.
because corny,
Getting bitches off of bread was always whack. Like,
because
you always want to get that off your arm,
corny-
yo.
corny niggas with bread, corny niggas get bread and still do crazy shit. It's not just being.
But that's retention rate. That's the retention rate. Whether you can keep the
Being a
lady.
trick, nigga.
Right.
Being a trick. We never gave the trick props. Like, it was always a tricking ass nigga. Oh, you ain't get that shit off the arm. You ain't got no mouthpiece.
All right,
You ain't got no game. You ain't got no nothing.
All right, this
One
go
more thing. Just to bring a full circle to what Cool was saying. It's like, no, what you were saying. It was like this whole Puff thing. This is just going to show what people would do for money, not what people with money can get away with.
Oh.
This shows me what people would do for money.
Yeah,
I'm more surprised.
Yeah.
I'm more surprised by the extent of what people would do for money. Like, I'm not surprised at all for what Puff would pay for. Like, Puff got a couple of bitches here, couple of here, baby moms here. He paying for bitches. Like, that's what I'm completely flabbergasted by a bitch that would get piped by 3 niggas a night for 10 racks while she already got a rich baby father. Like, this nigga's buying the pussy wholesale. This nigga's buying the pussy by, this nigga's going to Costco for the pussy.
But
He paying her 10 racks and he got the unlimited. He got the freaking Netflix.
yeah, but we talk about 50 Cent. 50 Cent ain't giving up money for no reason.
If you think he came to her, if you think she came to 50 and was like, yo, Puff got this proposition to me.
He did.
Or
She
I
did.
could keep
She
I
did.
can keep this shit quiet.
He was calling her a sex worker.
Yeah,
Right.
he was calling that for a minute.
After the fact. All right.
No, but listen, it was way before we knew.
Right.
What-
50?
what was
No,
going
no,
on?
he
Yeah.
knew.
He's been calling
He
her a
knew.
sex
He knew.
motherfucker,
No,
right.
he was trying to get ahead of it. Let's not play that game. 50 knew what was going to come out.
Right.
50 knew
Right.
she was talking to the
You little
prosecutor.
dirty sex worker.
50 knew that she was
Yeah.
subpoenaed to fucking testify. He got the news. He got ahead of it. You know what I
It's
mean? 'Cause nigga was
amazing. It's
butthurt.
amazing what
Because nigga put a seed in that fucking whore.
it's amazing what them niggas know that we don't, and then it eventually comes
Well, it's
out
the
that
game.
it's-
Yes, the
No,
game.
no.
Yeah,
Let me ask you a question
right.
though. Puff was given a 10, 50 was given a 5, 15. If she came to 50 and was like, yo, listen, Puff got this proposition for me. It's gonna make me look bad. I got your kid. Give me 12. You ain't never gotta hear from me in the news, nothing like that. Let me live my lifestyle, nothing.
That's nasty.
Would that be
That is.
is
because
it
you
nasty
still got-
or is
That's nasty.
you're living with this embarrassment now?
Because
50 Cent
okay.
is
Because
a
it's still a
millionaire.
baby mom.
Soon to
Can
be
I-
a billionaire. Hold on,
You
hold
still,
on, hold on.
you still
Hold on,
raising
hold
my
on.
kid.
Let me just let it give him like 10 more seconds.
Okay.
50 Cent is a millionaire, soon to be soon to hit
Mhm.
a billion, right?
Yeah.
His kid
Mhm.
has to grow up with the shame
Yeah.
of his mother doing
Mhm.
it. He could spend the money to avoid this.
Okay.
Put
So
this in your lap.
let me I just want to say this.
Go.
And this is just me maybe wishfully thinking. But let's just say whether she took a position with Puff or not. Let's say she never even ever went that way. But she has the child of 50 Cent. If she probably played the game of just that, she probably would be fine.
5 racks is short. You think Drake baby mom's getting 5 racks? And that bitch out the
Yeah.
way.
Well, this is the
Right.
thing. This is the thing.
You don't know until
She out the
until
way.
I want to say
you
this.
don't know she out the way until
I
something
do
happens.
listen. I do have a child.
Okay.
I have 2 children. It doesn't necessarily take $5,000 to raise my 2 children at the same time.
No, we talking about lifestyle. You not Puff.
Yeah.
No, but
Hell
see, that's
yeah.
the difference.
on.
See, that's the difference. See,
No, we're past that.
but this is where we get a lot of shit confused. Is lifestyle.
We're past that, cool?
No,
We're past that. We're past
but this is my point. This is
just
but
what
this,
the Lunchables cost.
But this,
Yeah.
We're past that. This bitch want to be in the penthouse, nigga, because I had your
Yeah.
baby.
okay, but see, no, see
Yeah.
that, but that's
She
where
know-
she was wrong.
She
in
know. She
All
know.
right,
her-
Yeah, that's
she
where
know
she's
her
wrong.
kid-
though.
she's
she
wrong
know
in the
her
first
kid-
place.
She know
No,
her
she's
kid
past
can eat
that.
Lunchables.
She's past that.
She would be fine. I'm sure she would be fine.
Yeah. No,
That's not the package everybody else gets.
And listen, no,
no, you're right though, because she knows her kid could like Lunchables, but she want her kid to eat steak for lunch every day.
This is what I'm saying.
The little Chinese nigga walk around behind a nigga with the grill, like, nah, nigga, we're not doing it. Like, she want, like, we're past what it cost.
Yeah.
We're at the point where, like, I have a rich baby that, but be a million
Right.
by me, have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire.
but
Like,
I'm
that's true,
relatively
man.
I'm relatively
That's right.
thinking if okay, I feel like the relationship went wrong somewhere.
He went. He's a cheap ass nigga.
No, I think
Like he didn't know what it cost to keep his hoe out the street. He put his shorty. He put his baby
Jesus,
mother back
GB.
on the block.
You're killing
Yeah.
me, GB.
I don't
5
know.
racks was not enough.
I don't know.
So then it's her fault in the first place.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He probably only offered up 5 because she gave
That's what the
because
courts. That's what the courts. You know.
Agreed upon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
it wasn't
still,
enough for her lifestyle.
right?
You have to give her
it's-
more.
Yo,
It's
bro.
not enough for the lifestyle she wanted. She could have been all right though.
GB gave
What?
a scenario, right?
Yeah.
When somebody's a fucking drug addict, and you say, yo, you know what? You smoke 5 rocks a day. If I give
Yeah.
you 3 every day, you think you'd be good and sufficient? You'd be like,
Yeah.
I'll be
yeah.
put up 3 racks.
And then
They smoke those 3.
Yeah.
They be like, yo, I'm not high enough.
Yeah, right.
Then they gonna
That's what I'm
they
saying.
ain't gonna be like, nah, you know what? I'm getting 3 tomorrow. No, I'm gonna not get high till no.
Now this
They
You
are addicted.
Made a deal with a crackhead.
yeah, but then
You
somebody
50
said
had a baby with a whore.
Yes.
You,
Right.
to save your fucking child from that fucking
yeah.
embarrassment, you
Yeah.
gotta pay the piper. I'm sorry.
Bro, no. That's what's gonna happen.
That's just the
right?
way I'm. That's just the way
we're,
looking
we're
at it.
men. We're men, right?
You're at her mercy.
No. We're
If you
men.
give up the legacy-
We're men. We're men. So we deal with whatever. We got to be realistic or logical about the results. All right. I've had a baby. If I had a baby with a whore chick or whatever like that,
yeah.
I just something's gonna happen.
Take it from
Everything is
take
not
it
gonna
from a
be.
he
guy-
didn't keep her. See,
Take
look.
it from a guy who's had a kid with horse.
Oh my goodness.
Like, take the camera off me. I didn't mean
Yeah. He didn't keep her though.
This nigga's an idiot.
Think
yo.
about it. He didn't keep her. That's the only reason. Listen, he didn't keep her. That's the only reason why something like $5,000, any kind of money
5 racks
proposition
not
would come up.
enough.
No, hear me out. What I'm
Please,
saying
please.
is he didn't keep her.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Think about it. We were all married.
Yeah.
Are any of our wives coming to us saying, "Hey, I need X amount of dollars a month"? It's never.
Yes. Absolutely. Where the fuck have you been?
I'm just saying the only reason where money came into play is because whatever the union was split at that point. And he kind of,
Yo,
and
she
she
was
was left
getting the 15 and still asking Puppy she could start her OnlyFans.
because I don't think she was trying to leave.
She's wanted more.
Right? If she's with 50,
Bro.
I don't think she's trying to leave it.
No, she ain't
Yeah.
trying.
You get what I'm saying? He must have got rid of her already.
She's
and
not
then-
trying to leave, but she's not equipped for that nigga, right?
Right.
She lucked up and had a baby.
Yeah.
Evidently, 50 saw the signs. He got her out the way. He said he got the courts to come up with something reasonable for him,
Yeah.
and she getting what she get.
Well, he got the lawyers, and 50 a little cutthroat.
All right,
He probably hired a high-priced lawyer and lowballed her
That's
how,
fine.
much,
into
how much can you afford? How much can you
Yo,
afford?
bro.
5 racks seem a little low for what they
For what?
do.
No.
To be a 50-cent baby mom, like Anthony Edwards was gonna pay Shorty what, 10 a month? Like
but
people pay money for if you gotta, if you live that lifestyle. Like I don't know.
You
50.
know, but
First
you
of
know-
all, 50 not Anthony Edwards, right?
Okay.
I don't even know if 50 on papers. I don't know what kind of he did a max contract, right?
Mm.
So 60,000 over, let's say, even over 20 years. That's $1 million, right? What is
Not
that?
enough. You saw that pussy?
1.2? That's $1.2 million. That's 20, right? And it's a little bit more if you go to 22 or whatever to go to college and all that shit like that. And we're not taking into account like when he's with his pops. You understand what I'm saying? That's when he's with his moms. That's what his moms get.
Well, the court case came out and she was like, he not around. But all right, let me.
My neck. All right. So either way, right, bro. When you're a slave for money, you're gonna do some shit.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
That's what it boils down to.
that's where the sympathy it doesn't ring for me.
Yeah,
Right? When I know, like, yo, you could. We all have free will to say no.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that, man. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And if I can't give you sympathy if you're a slave to money and you're stupid, right?
Yeah.
Because she could have had one sexcapade and then use that to get all the money she want out of this.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right?
Her dumb ass.
So,
kept going making
now
love.
it's
And
to
she
the
sound
point-
like
she
an
not-
bro,
idiot.
how
She
you
not
go? How
buying
you go?
real estate. She not.
Yo,
She's paying.
no, no, no.
She not.
Yeah,
She not starting a
either
daycare
kept.
company or nothing.
Yo, she could have kept fucking if she wanted to fuck and got the money, or she could have said, "Yo, you made me fuck this dude. I didn't want to do it,
Yeah.
and
Stick
I
up.
want some money,
Right.
right? And you got to keep paying me.
Yeah.
The 10,000, whatever. Give me
He
15
was
now,
paying for
right?
her lawyer even up to the date. Like he's still paying her rent today, in hopes that she would have a little favor for him. But
Because
I
this
think
this
she
this,
sucked his
this
shit.
whole case is
That's
that
what it seemed like, though,
this-
right?
this-
It seems like her testimony is not really adding up anyway,
the
right?
whole case is about, yo, he controlled me with his money and the fact that I loved him, and then I with the money that he gave me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
But that's how people
pushing-
do with money.
That's
But
what
she
she was
pushing
People
doing.
with
40.
money, that's how
With
they do.
Cassie, it was one
Right.
thing. She was 19. Shorty
Right.
met
Yeah.
him. She was like 30.
She was like
It was
35.
like,
She's
yo, Ann
35
already
years old,
had
bro.
a baby mother vibe.
you know
like,
what's
already
crazy?
had a baby.
You know what's crazy? It's just like this. It's just like Bill Belichick with this 20-year-old girl.
Mhm.
Everybody's like, yo, it's the cutest thing. It's so cute that this old ass motherfucker is with this little tender ass girl. But as soon as she turns herself into a victim,
It's a dub.
yeah, he's a fucked up nigga.
Mhm.
Same thing with Kanye. Oh, he got his shorty out naked, and he got his shorty out with titties
No,
down.
I
all
don't
that.
think anybody thought that was good.
Yeah, that's the
I
great
think
fact.
everybody.
That's the
I think
great
everybody accepted it because
Right,
we looked
right,
at her.
right,
We
right,
were like,
right,
all
right.
right, it's something to look at.
Mhm.
But I
Ha-
don't think anybody thought that was good.
fact. I got a question for you, man. As a dude, you got a baby moms, right?
Yeah.
A lot of dudes is looking at 50 like you a little butthurt because Puff was able to
Right.
add your baby moms to his harem.
That nigga masterminded that shit.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a bad look.
I don't
Are we
know.
responsible for what our baby moms do after they leave the flock? Like, are we?
No, but you do. You
Is
know,
it a reflection on you?
I don't think so. But I think it is. I think the only thing you got to eat, you gotta take whatever. I don't want to.
Pause.
I'm talking myself right. You saw I stopped myself. Like, no, you gotta. You're gonna have to accept the fact that you made. You're gonna feel like you made a mistake. Like you invested a little too much in this person that I didn't need to. And it's kind of pie in your face type of shit.
Right.
But after a certain, once you can actually, I guess, make up for it.
Yeah.
In reality, it's like, all right, well, I might have moved on, might be with somebody else that's clearly better fit or anything like that. Then it's just like, yeah, whatever she does, I didn't know that nigga like that. I didn't know they were swinging that way.
Yeah.
They wasn't doing that when they were dealing with me.
But your kid was his kid was in the apartment that she was funding with her sex work while these things were happening.
Yeah, but
he was in the next room.
Right.
He was in the.
Yeah, she moved it. She didn't want to do it at the hotel anymore. She wanted to do it at her apartment.
Oh, the son
as
was
a
there.
father, that's definitely going to reflect on you because they're going to be like,
that would be upsetting.
The public is going to be like, well, where was the dad when
Yeah.
she was doing? Why couldn't she just send him over to him?
Well, I tried to call him and tell him I was busy.
Yeah,
tonight.
right. See?
You know what I mean?
It's all sweet. And
Yeah,
short.
The Punisher was coming.
Yeah.
It's all sweet and shit until you can turn yourself into a victim, and
Yeah.
it's fucked up. And I'm not preaching. I'm not preaching for Diddy. Diddy seem to be doing some crazy shit. I'm not advocating for.
Yeah.
But it is. I guess we're talking from a different perspective. We're not even talking from Diddy's perspective. We're talking more from 50 Cent's perspective.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about.
He would kind of be fine if he just wouldn't have jumped out the window and started going in on Puff. So I don't think we knew that it was to this extent, right? But he been going in on Puff for a while now.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
if he would have just shut up and just kept quiet, yeah, I got a baby.
But
I got a baby by this chick.
Yeah,
She fucked with Puff. Now the case comes out and he's quiet and he's not ruffling feathers going at Puff. Now it look like, all right, nigga, I got you, nigga.
Yeah.
Now it all makes sense when Stevie J go on TMZ and said, nah, the reason why he going at Puff is because he did his baby moms a certain way.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, oh, okay.
But you know what? The thing about
Yeah.
Fifth is, I believe Fifth is okay with it all.
I was about to say.
I think out of all people, he is as much as he can. No,
Called
because
her
no,
cool.
which is the reason why.
You think he's okay with the public
Well,
probably
obviously
going
he's not. Well, obviously he's not.
saying to him about like bringing up the fact like, yo, that
Listen,
nigga really.
Obviously, well, I wouldn't use the word okay, but I believe it's part of the reason why he got out in front of it and said, "You dirty little sex worker." Think about it.
Yeah.
Before any of this happened,
That doesn't help. That doesn't work.
it works
I
for
think-
him.
I think it does.
I
And
guess
was-
in his head, maybe
see,
he's like,
that's what I was gonna say.
if I disrespect her,
I asked-
it makes it
But
null
see-
and void. The fact that Puff,
Nah,
the
I-
nigga
see,
I'm beefing with,
See, I don't think
he
it's.
got me.
I don't think it's null and void. I think it's just.
when has 50 played the quiet game? Is my
Yeah, he's never
He
played
wouldn't
it.
have been 50 Cent if he didn't go out there and say
He could
little dirty sex
focus.
worker, I'm fucking with Diddy because he wouldn't.
Yeah,
be
but he
50.
take the L.
He could focus his attention on somebody else.
He'll never take a
Leave
loss.
that alone. You lost that.
Nah, but he did it.
Technically, you lost that.
But wait, and at what point though? At what point does he lose? Because he's
And
just had
also,
a-
too,
he had a
remember,
shitty baby
remember,
moms.
50 never stops on anyone that's done him wrong.
My nigga.
Yeah, but
He's
what's
still,
that?
Yo, bro.
he can feel that this girl did him wrong by doing that. So in this,
Yeah,
think about it.
because-
He's still knife and jaw every single opportunity he gets 20 something years later.
He didn't really have that with Puff per se. You understand what I'm saying? His relationship wasn't like with Ja.
But okay, what did he do to Fat Joe? What did he do to Jadakiss just from them getting on a record with the nigga?
What did he do with him?
Yeah.
He beat and they
He's
beat
petty.
back. Like he ain't
Yeah.
end them niggas.
Petty.
Niggas is
Yeah.
chilling.
You don't think he attempted it? He attempted it. It just didn't
Yeah,
go.
but
It
it was
didn't
like
go in
a
his favor.
tickle. Yeah,
All right,
whatever. That
so
shit is corny though.
why-
Like it was
why-
never looked
Bro.
at as fly. Like it was never looked at like, you know what I mean? Like
But then-
honestly, it
I
looked
want to
at,
say this.
I always looked at it as insecure. Like
Okay.
yo,
Then-
you can't even like
GB,
really
you may be correct.
right.
That's a good.
You may be correct. I'm not trying to say it was or
Right.
was not insecure,
Right.
but I'm just black and white.
Mhm.
When 50, if anybody steps over, look at what happened. Hold on.
Why did he?
Let me just say,
Yeah.
I have a well functioning TV show. It is working just fine. I've made stars out of multiple people on this particular TV show about a particular man. This man comes out of jail and takes a picture with the guy who made a song about him,
Mhm.
bigging his name up, that I have an issue with.
Mhm.
What does he do? He sunk. Well, he didn't really, mind you, he still greenlit the last season of it, right? So, but he took a shot at a guy who he has a fully functioning franchise running off of his name. So I think he's just an equal opportunist. And like you said, playing the quiet game, it worked. Yes.
Why?
Hold on. What you call it? Dies. Irv dies.
Yeah.
That was a great time for him to be quiet, right?
No.
Great time to be quiet.
I'm not saying that. That situation seems like that was a real situation.
This
right?
probably is too, though, if you think about it.
Why? Like what happened with them?
Happened with who?
Him and Puff.
He could have taken his baby moms and done what he did
Yeah,
with it.
no,
Puff
no,
was
no,
trying
no,
to
no.
play.
That could be
Or-
enough.
or
No.
maybe the
That was Puff's. That was
maybe the
Puff's.
Mace deal.
That was Puff's reaction to getting that. That's him getting that 50.
Okay.
Why did 50 have a problem with Puff?
Well,
Maybe-
his
maybe.
initial reason is he tried to take me shopping. He always starts with that.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's-
All right.
Try to hit on him.
That's
Well,
try to hit on
no,
him.
no good reason. No good reason,
that's
right?
No good reason.
No
I
good
don't
reason,
know.
right?
I don't know.
That's
And
hearsay.
That's
bullshit.
like,
a good
yo,
reason, though.
If
That's
you're,
a good reason.
if you're a straight guy,
That's a good reason, though.
if you're a straight guy, and then there's a guy that tries to like hit on you and shit like that,
Yeah.
that's not.
Or
You
even
wouldn't
give-
consider that a
or
good
even
reason.
give the impression that he's hitting on you. You still going to
Well,
look at
nigga,
him
how gay am I
sideways
when
like-
I'm blazing your baby mom?
Son, some guy.
Like
some
I'm
guy-
not that gay anymore. am
But
I?
he's
Like,
not
nigga,
even
I'm blazing
blazing it.
baby moms
But
now.
no,
Like,
He's
nigga,
not
that's
even
it.
blazing it. He's paying for another nigga to blaze it. He's not even blazing.
Oh yeah, that part. Ooh.
Yeah, can we talk about that for
Yeah,
1 second?
yeah, we ain't
All
did
right.
that
Wait.
part.
Is he all right? Is he gay? Is he gay though? Because
Well,
it's not like he had sex with the
The
guy.
shit with
He
the
just sat there and
semen
watched.
after.
I don't know. You said he was gay
Oh,
that long
man.
ago, Ron. You answered this
No.
question.
I'm because in this trial, you didn't hear any male come out and
Not
say,
yet.
"Yo, he
Oh,
had sex with
Are
her."
we forgetting the cum lotion?
Yeah.
On the
think we're-
nipples?
All right,
we're-
that's okay.
He likes to
A
lubricate
question,
his
no,
nipples.
a real question. Is
with
that
jizz?
freaky
gay.
or is that gay?
No, that's gay.
That's gay.
that's
Why is it gay?
No, to take another
Because-
nigga ski and put it anywhere near you, or to
Yeah.
stay anywhere near anything, that's gay.
Yeah,
mess with
it's
other
gay.
niggas'
It's
skin.
gay. It's gay for the fact that the way that I heard it, they were like, "Yeah, he would help clean up." That's gay.
So
No.
This might sound disgusting, right?
Homie,
Nigga,
Blaze,
if I-
homie,
even if I'm into the watching it happen, I'm still not gonna help clean up.
Because live porn is, it sounds like, whoa,
I'm gonna
that
at
sounds
least-
like
I'm gonna at
top
least-
That's what I'm
notch.
saying. Some people like
That's
to go
like-
see plays.
That's like
You know
top
what I
notch
mean?
shit
That's why I
right
like
there.
it like a play.
So
If
You-
I'm going to
you-
watch a play, I'm not helping clean up at that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
let's
I'm not
Yeah.
putting chairs up.
Hey, your nuts sweaty, big nigga.
So, let's say you
Pause,
got
pause.
like a scene where it's like cream pie or something like that.
Yes.
Gangbang.
High
type of
five.
thing.
Nah, I don't
Are the guys that go after the first, are they homosexuals?
they're gay for pay. Yeah.
Because they went
Yeah.
inside after their
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
well, I'm not gonna say it's gay, but it's weird. It's definitely weird.
So because y'all saying if another man's semen touches
I
a
say,
man,
I
he's
say,
gay.
I say, DP,
Yeah.
I say
Skeet
DP
on you.
is definitely DP.
Ski on you is
definitely,
crazy.
Huh?
double penetration is like definitely crossing that. It's definitely on the
Mhm.
line, that line of going like this or gay.
Right.
Yeah.
Nigga, if a
Happy
nigga
Pride Month,
work,
everyone.
yo,
Happy
if a
Pride
man
Month.
work
Pride
at a
Month,
semen
guys.
Happy
bank,
Pride
if a
Month,
man
man.
work at a semen bank and some of it fall on his
That's
shit,
gay. That's gay.
that's
You
gay.
Gay, bro.
You automatically
That's
gay after
gay.
that. You automatically
Gay
get-
by
If a
occupation.
nigga
Gay for
work
pay.
at Siemens
Gay for pay.
Furniture,
Gay for pay.
he's gay.
You sell that sofa, you gay.
Yeah, nigga, come on, nigga.
Because I'm asking the question because it's nothing that came out that he physically had sex with.
So
a dude.
okay, all right,
Yeah,
all right. Let's
that's
just say this. Okay, if you're, like I said, he's basically has the means to orchestrate a live porn in his
Mhm.
space, right?
Okay.
Watching pornography, right? A man and a woman,
Mhm.
right? If you're a straight guy, yeah, you're focused on what the woman's doing. You see the guy's there, because he's part of it.
Right.
But you're focused on what's happening with the girl or whatever the case was.
Mhm.
You're there. So I can't necessarily say him orchestrating that live situation is gay. Now, yes, if you're talking about
It's just content creating.
here we are.
Bringing it back
Full
around.
circle, baby.
Bringing it back
Full
around.
circle.
Creative content.
That's right.
Man, listen, how much does that pay?
Shit, 25.
25.
I might be filling out.
Nigga said 25.
I might be filling out that application.
Yo,
You think we get y'all for that?
nigga.
But okay, yeah, yes, honestly though, when you are taking, another man's bodily fluids and
Mhm.
introducing it on yourself, I think that's where it's like, because
Yes,
at the same,
jerking.
no, because it's the thing. I
Don't
also
say it's so sexy next time.
no, I also feel like I think we all know that I think Puff has. Remember, he's no dummy,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
No, he's no dummy. He's no.
Thirsty though.
You couldn't get to where you are as being
right.
cutthroat or
Yeah,
not cutthroat,
yeah,
but I mean,
yeah,
you couldn't
yeah,
reach
yeah,
the heights that
definitely.
you are
Definitely.
with non-intelligence.
Right.
So a part of me almost feels like he does that because he's like, okay, nobody can say that I did this, right? So it's like, okay, maybe he is in his brain, but he knows, like, okay, of like fear of it coming out, and
we're
you know
giving
how
them too
people
much
how
credit,
people are.
Cole. We're giving them too much credit.
These are all
So
hypothetical.
we're talking about someone that's going through these elaborate things, beating people into submission, paying for hotel room, $1,000, mad lube, mad everything, curating these events for them to just keep a secret. Like maybe that was the extent of what he really wanted to do, or maybe there's more to come.
Yo.
He might do his gay shit by himself.
Yeah.
But technically, we
Yeah,
haven't.
do,
we
do
haven't
his turbo
heard.
by his
that-
lonely.
That too.
See, does he record it and masturbate to it later? Now, but so wait a minute. You mentioned something earlier. You said, "How much is your money? How much can you afford for your money to keep you from this shit?"
Mhm.
Diddy's money has kept him safe
Yeah.
to do this shit
Very
for
long
a very long time.
Yeah.
When did his money stop being enough to
When he
be
didn't
able
pay
to
Cassie.
still
When
get
the-
away
when the
from
laws
this shit?
changed.
When he didn't pay
But what
Cassie.
laws changed? Rico hasn't
No,
changed.
he didn't pay Cassie. This whole thing started when he
But
didn't pay
my-
Cassie.
I know, but my point. Okay,
No,
but-
when you were paying people and they were doubling back and they were coming with that extortion money now.
yeah,
When
but
they're coming back and they're like coming back for
But
that
Cassie's
50 million
Cassie's
and all
money's
that.
not doing that though. Cassie's money is not
She
affording.
already
her.
did that.
But it was. Remember, it was. That's the reason
that was
why.
what started the lawsuit.
The book. I'm gonna write a book. Like the threats came, and
Yeah.
he
But-
didn't.
But somebody's money. Is it just the times have changed? My point is has the times changed where
Same thing
where
with Shannon.
his money just isn't enough anymore? You got to be.
Nah, it's
There's
another
pride.
level.
It's
No, wait,
pride.
That's another
No,
level.
the difference is it's more lucrative to sue and win a lawsuit than extort somebody for a
Yeah,
long
but
period of
against
time.
against Diddy though.
What?
Diddy-
No, dog, just pay the money. You know you was doing
Because you
foul
know-
shit. Same thing with Shannon. Shorty came around looking for the bag. He was like, he tried to play himself. Nah, all right, I got the case now.
So
When the hoes come around for that second round,
Yeah.
have that
We
money
didn't-
ready,
nah.
dog.
So is
we
it-
didn't live in a time where
It's a new day.
a Cassie could
could even
New
do something
day
like
could
that.
do that to a Diddy.
Right.
You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm saying.
Where like a
So when
regular
did his
sex
money-
worker,
You
or
saw-
regular.
You
when
saw
did his
Harvey
money-
Weinstein get locked up. You saw Bill
No, this is-
Cosby
this is-
get
that's
locked
the start
up.
of this
You
shit.
saw
That's the
R.
start.
Kelly get. I
And,
mean,
Well,
you saw
This is the start of it,
Jeffrey Epstein.
But wait, it could.
Epstein.
But wait,
He's going to jail.
it could all. But
For the
see,
dirt.
but it could also come into play where he.
Thank God Kim Porter died.
Well, I was gonna say
That's crazy
it
to
could,
say,
it
but,
could
I
come to the
mean,
point
goodness
where he
gracious.
tried to take
Let's
regular.
cut that out.
For him,
I think it could be because he tried to take regular people and turn them into sex workers. Like, for instance, the guy, because listen, it's not coming from
the Punisher was already a sex worker.
right. See, it didn't come from him.
No, it didn't. No.
You know what I'm saying? It came from regular people who he manipulated.
Yeah.
Like he could, let's say he got a female, like a female version of the Punisher, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have those
A
particular
prostitute,
issues.
2 prostitutes.
No,
I think him trying, think about it. That's
Dominatrix.
almost like a way of trying to be safe. What do he say?
Right.
Girlfriend for hire.
Yeah.
So in a way, him trying to be safe, I think backfired to a degree.
I think we're just catching a wave.
Hypothetically, it's all the hypotheticals.
No,
here.
it's yeah, I hear what
No,
you're saying,
yeah,
but
definitely.
I think it's just a wave. I think
What?
you don't think I don't think he curated this whole shit just recently. I think this is his thing.
Been doing
I
this
think his freaking
I
just
don't-
got higher and
Yeah,
higher
but
as
I don't
time
think-
went by.
I don't
What?
think y'all understand what I'm asking though. At what point did being Diddy stop mattering? Like, I know that's
All
not,
right,
that's
so
not a
this
word.
is
No,
all right.
just
No,
make it
no.
a little bit
All right,
better.
that was a point. I'm sorry. This is a point I was gonna make. Right. So I feel like Diddy has stuff on people his level,
Right.
higher, and
Yeah.
that stuff. Right.
Yes.
So that keeps them at bay.
Yeah.
But now when you got the commoners that could sue you and they're protected,
Commoners, you should be able to just sweep away.
that's how it used to be, where
Right.
they had no power. Now the power is given, like, oh, you felt like you were sexually assaulted, you were hired as a regular sex worker, and you're a regular person, a regular hooker, whatever you are, sex worker. Yes, you can sue. Before you didn't have those rights, where it's like,
Right.
nah,
Yeah, but I still, even if you do that, you're not going to make the money that Diddy
remember-
or Harvey
no.
Weinstein or
But listen-
Jeffrey Epstein
Oh,
makes
yeah,
but no,
off of just suing this.
but
nigga.
wait,
You're just grabbing a little piece of the pot.
but wait,
and then that shit, and then
Holly,
you might be
Holly,
broke
all
again a
this
year
start. No,
later.
wait, listen.
How is that defeating
Holly.
the fact that I am Diddy?
Because
I am Harvey
Holly,
Weinstein.
Holly,
This little commoner suing me for some sexual shit isn't going to get the best of me because I have so much money and power that shit is just going to go away.
No,
it wasn't
no.
nothing criminal tied to it.
and
though.
he did. It's because he did not pay. If he would have paid,
Yeah.
It's not just about money.
it is.
That's
It is
my
about
point.
money.
It's
It's
definitely
not
about
just-
money.
I'm not saying it's not about money. I'm saying it's not just about money. I am P fucking Diddy.
That
This
means
little
nothing.
commoner
Alright.
shit
That means nothing.
Yeah.
Holly.
shouldn't bother me.
And mind you, this is
Harvey
It
Weinstein.
means nothing. It means
Harvey
nothing.
Weinstein is a nigga you never see. You don't. The common people don't see Harvey Weinstein because he sits in an office in a place that we've never been. There is no way that this little commoner shit should be able to get the best
Holly,
of me.
Being P.
Once-
Diddy makes you more of a target.
I'm
No,
just
no, no,
saying.
no.
My point
These
is, this
ni-
is
I-
the
yo, bro.
Illuminati.
I
This is just the Illuminati taking down people to let them know that we still have control of
Yo.
you if you try to cross us. I'm just
no,
playing.
no.
I'm just playing.
I don't want to get into that, but the thing is, I think these guys have always been getting sued.
Yeah.
They get rid of shit, they quiet shit down before it gets to the public, but now there's actual legal charges attached to these civil cases, right? Because the
Yeah.
people are suing civilly.
Yeah.
And then the state and everything, like, or federal or the government is taking up the criminal charges.
Right, but again, this wouldn't happen to Elon Musk. Elon
It
Musk
could.
has
Today,
too much power.
today,
It
I think
could.
so.
I don't
Really
think so.
soon.
I don't think so.
It's gonna happen.
I
One of the
think
baby
that
moms
nigga
Well,
is gonna
has too
sue.
much
he
money.
he
He
might.
has too much power.
No, because
There's
he's
no
gonna
way-
pay them. No,
There's
not
no
power.
way that one of his baby mothers are gonna start becoming a victim of anything because I'm
gonna
fucking.
pay.
He
Elon
got
Musk.
enough. He's gonna pay. He's not gonna be
Yeah.
arrogant
He's gonna
enough
pay.
to
He's
pay.
gonna pay before
Yo,
it gets here.
Law
I
has
still-
cut. Law.
It's
Law?
not just
No, no,
money.
no, no.
It is
All
the
right.
fact that I am Elon Musk.
Listen,
You're not.
No,
going
he's
to
smart
get me.
enough and cognizant enough and not arrogant enough to pay the people pay the peons what they want. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you so
He's firing the peons. He just
No,
fired
I'm
all
talking
the
about the
peons.
baby moms. I'm talking about the
Lots
sex
that voted
workers.
for him.
I'm talking about the sex workers. I'm talking about the pussy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Listen, you got to pay it now and you got to pay it later.
But those
You know
people
what I mean?
still aren't.
you always
gonna-
paying.
That's just
Always paying.
suing them is just a cash out.
Okay, well, listen, Holly.
Yeah,
It's not-
Holly,
it's
wait,
not-
wait,
pay it.
Holly. Let's just
But
say, hold
You're
on.
not
Holly.
gonna make that type of money.
Listen,
you're not gonna have.
Holly.
You're never gonna have that type
Holly,
of power.
If he paid, if Puff paid would we be here right now?
No.
If he just
Po-
simply,
Possibly. I mean,
I don't think so.
well,
I don't think so.
Maybe not. Maybe not. But it's still a.
he didn't
Even
pay.
if I didn't pay, kill the bitch.
He was.
Yo, look at
I
Trey
got
Songz.
money.
Yo, Trey Songz been
Who's
ducking the
not gonna
smoke.
kill for me?
Yo, Trey Songz been ducking the smoke for
Mhm.
years now.
Yeah.
Trey ducking. Trey paying. Trey out there working on the little ski lodges or whatever. He working.
That's
But
not
he
enough
paying.
money though.
He's
That's
staying
not-
out of jail.
That's not enough money when if being 50 Cent's baby mother's not enough money. Trey Songz paying off chicks ain't enough money either. Shit, a fucking Tory Lane's money wasn't enough to pay off the bitch to not be like, yo, just tell him I ain't shoot. And she tried,
Yo, when you got Busby involved,
She
Busby
tried.
always send that little.
but that nigga still went to
You
jail.
gonna pay first? Once you reject the payment offer, now he's coming.
Okay, well, all right. Let me just say, then I guess you guys can move.
Yeah,
I do want to
Good
say
job,
that
Medical.
it is a piece of how you treated people on the way up.
Yeah.
I do think a lot of it plays in because it's like almost like
it's
no,
you.
hold on, let me finish. Don't
It's
do me like
reap-
that.
it's reaping what you sowed, I guess.
I'm not gonna cut you
Karma.
out. Just,
No, I'm just saying, okay, like it's in a way like the Dame Dash effect a little bit, right? He had to kick a lot of ass to get Jigga and the crew up to the heights of all heights. And then once they were able to talk to Jigga without having to go through him, he was no longer necessary. Now, I'm not saying Puff is in that same situation, but what I will say is while he had all of the power, it's a good chance he made a lot of enemies on the way up, or a lot of people who didn't love him or didn't like him on the way up, based on what he had to do to get where he was going.
You felt like he was on the way down. He's on the way down.
I'm not saying he's on the way down, but I'm just saying once people saw that there was a chink in the armor and able,
Yeah, they can start ripping it down.
because that's what happened. People were able
Yeah,
to start
it's-
attaching.
All these niggas is dickheads though. All these rich niggas it's
understand.
nobody that has a
I
good like
I don't.
name.
Well,
name-
you
name-
just agreeing with me. You
I don't
agreeing
think
with
so.
you agreeing with
Okay,
me either way.
I don't think so. I don't think but that's my point. That is the point that I've been trying to drill in is Diddy's not stupid. He knows that what he's doing is fucked up. Why? Where? At what point did it just stop becoming enough to be Diddy to get away with this shit? Because
It's what you said, bro. He not in the car no more. He got kicked out the car.
yeah, right.
He's
The
not like
Illuminati car.
Whoever whoever
Let's say it for what it is. You know. No, I'm just-
let's be honest. He's rich, but he's probably the top of the food chain in urban.
yeah.
But outside of urban, there's somebody else that controls urban and controls Puff, right? And he probably upset the wrong people,
Yeah.
right? Because like, yo, bro, I'm a
That's-
commoner, right? And I know the rules don't apply to certain people. The same rules that apply to me don't apply to these dudes.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And we just gotta be realistic about it,
Uh-huh.
right? And I don't think anything that he did wasn't like regular degular in the industry, right? Freaky shit. You heard the testimony of Shorty where she was at orgies without the nigga.
Yeah.
It's other rappers doing freak offs,
Yeah, yeah.
right? She said it's mad people in the room.
Yeah. No.
You know
There's,
what I mean? Like
there's literally there's common freakier shit going on at it, if you really dig deep into it, right, in New York City, we can find some freakier shit going on
Yeah.
in what Diddy's doing.
So
Just to order somebody to come through and fuck your girl in front of you. There's plenty more freakier shit going on right now as we speak in New York City that we could just pay to walk into.
and I think that the way like he might have treated people like shit, but I think a lot of these rich niggas treat their employees like shit.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
And I think it's probably a countdown on them all.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think so, bro.
I think
I don't think so.
I think only certain people though.
I don't think so.
I think only certain people.
Because a lot of the time, if I'm the guy and I'm a fucking asshole and you want to do business with me and I treat cool like shit, and you be like, yo, this nigga treat me like shit or whatever. you be like, oh, yo, that shit is fucked up, though.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I'm gonna keep working with you.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
you still want to do some business with me, right?
Right.
So it's like, all right, yo, yeah, he nigga's an asshole.
Yeah.
Man, he ain't been an asshole to me.
So you think it's just that simple?
It is that simple.
Because
because
I can't argue with that.
Because when it comes down to assistants and executives and shit like that, it's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
It's only one of me
okay,
that control all the shit.
right.
So I got the goals, so I make the rules.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And that's how the world is, right? But
Yeah.
the law is trying to implement some fairness, quote unquote fairness, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, we want to spank this nigga a little bit for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Let this person get this little money here, little money there, whatever this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Whatever's gonna happen, right? But nothing that this nigga been doing, I don't think is brand new. I don't think it just started.
Yeah.
You know, he been putting hands on women.
Mhm.
He been, you know,
And for
doing drugs for years, freaky shit.
Baby
Probably
oil.
got videos of niggas he fucked, chicks, all that shit, right?
Right.
And it's like, all right, now we gonna say something. Niggas, I think this is how shit goes, bro.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yo, if you good, we ain't fucking with you. But if you're not good, we gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
Them did it out.
All right,
Let's go to immigration.
immigration.
Yeah, we got something.
Yeah.
All right. So we
anti-ICE protests
Huh?
here.
okay. No. I was making sure.
We're on day 7 of anti-ICE protests here in Los Angeles. And what I'm hearing in the community is that what touched off these protests is not just the fact that ICE is coming here to arrest people, it's the way they're carrying out these arrests with heavily armed, militarized tactical units going to open-air workplaces like car washes and Home Depot parking lots where they don't have to show any warrants to arrest people. For example, I spoke to the son of Arturo Vasquez. He is a man who was arrested at one of these car washes, has been in the United States for close to 30 years, has several U.S. citizen children. His arrest went viral due to a video of his young 7-year-old son screaming and crying when he saw his father getting arrested. His 16-year-old son, Brian, talked to me about what effect this has had on his family.
I just see him sad, slump on the couch, just thinking about my dad, and here and there cries. And even during the night, he wakes up and cries and tells me that he misses my dad, and that's affecting us mentally. But I tell him that we have strong hope that we'll get our dad back. Right now, I'm feeling calm because I don't want to show my mom that I'm crying, that I'm sad, because the more we get sad, the more she will get sad. So I'm trying to stay strong, not cry as much, and just be calm during this whole time that we're trying to get my dad back.
The protests here have quieted down significantly in the last few days, largely as a result of a massive crackdown by local and state law enforcement. But we're looking ahead to this weekend when more organized, larger marches are planned, especially for Saturday, that are likely to bring out a larger cross-section of the LA population. How law enforcement and how the Trump administration, with these troops, responds to those mobilizations will be a test of how this growing movement evolves in the coming days and weeks. We're on day 7 of
Cocaine.
Damn, they said that little kid that was screaming was 7 years old. That little boy looked like he was 14, 15.
Yeah, he's a big kid.
You know,
Yeah.
told Kiko with them just with them little snacks.
Taquitos.
Yeah. Yo, if that was that important, why you don't go with him?
What?
No, that's my first thought. Like, yo, if
What?
I'm illegal and I'm caught, I'm like, all right, yo, come on, yo,
We all going back.
we all going back. We gonna get cracking. Like, so why? Yo, we all going back, right?
No more rent.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the deal? Like, yo, we gotta pop it for a little while, and now we going back.
I think it's crazy that they doing this type of sweeping shit going. Like, it's wild. I mean, just
what
to,
makes it crazy?
just to grab up people and just be like, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go. I mean, my point, I'm just saying that there's got to be a better way.
No, they got
What's the
commercials. They
better
got
way?
radio commercials.
of
What's the
ICE-
better way?
To tell
ICE
they-
has radio commercials, or people warning people have radio commercials?
no. I don't know if it's ICE, but they have a commercial that says like there's some type of organization that you could turn yourself in.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
and they give you a stack when
They'll
you
get-
when you're on the ground over there, right?
I don't know if they give you money, but then
They give you a
basically
stack.
you could kind of try to get in legally.
Oh,
after.
okay.
No,
You gotta
but-
you gotta go back. And then
Holly,
you
I
gotta try
want to
get
hear
back.
why do you think it's crazy the way they doing it, and do you have any things like do you have any better ways of doing it?
It's violent. It's very violent. It's
And
tra- it's
nobody's been killed yet.
it's traumatizing, yeah, but it's traumatizing to kids.
Traumatizing is mental, like that's anything could be traumatizing. I stubbed my
How,
toe,
how,
traumatizing.
wait.
Like,
how
I'm
can you
sorry,
do
I
it?
had
That's
to
not
do it.
That's not violent.
well,
I was violent
Yeah,
like
yeah.
against somebody.
no, yeah. How can you? I'm just asking. I'm just curious because I'm like, how
I
would you
mean,
do this without being
listen,
like
if we
tactical?
got-
Let's not call it violent. Like you,
Okay.
I think you have to be tactical, right?
Okay, tactical is a good word, but that sounds like a word that Donald Trump would use
Mm,
to describe the violent way that he's doing it. But
mhm.
and not that I'm not a anti-Trump, whatever, anti whatever. But I'm just saying, like, it's very violent and it's traumatizing to the children. It's traumatizing to a family when they just come and just scoop up somebody and arrest them and say you got to go because something has been here technically illegally for like the last 6, 7, 13 years.
Does that make it right?
I'm not saying it makes it right, but it's like it would suck if it's traumatizing enough if if you committed the crime, it's on you, whatever. But if the cops just come raid your crib and just arrest you in front of your kids, it's like, well, damn, you could have just waited till I was alone. Follow me around. Follow me around. Wait till I drop my kid off at school and then come get me or something. Like you got to be. That's tactical to me.
No,
It's
I
like-
think the first line is like, yo, you could turn yourself in. You could say, yeah, I'm here illegally, and
That's fine, but that's not the first move that they did. They didn't
I-
say come
I-
turn yourself
yo,
in.
bro, they've been playing commercials for mad long.
Yeah, but they didn't. That should have started at the beginning of this situation. They started with
Yo, this is what I'm
let's just
trying.
go grab these
All right,
niggas
this is
up.
what I'm trying to tell you. I've been hearing commercials. I listen to 101.1 CBS FM.
Uh-huh.
And they've been playing. It's some lady, I don't know what her title is, saying like, yo, she runs out. She talks about the people from it's Spanish countries that she says the crimes that they did or whatever, right?
Okay.
Then she says, yo, if you don't leave or
you're
turn
talking
yourself
about-
in.
You're talking about like a see something, say something situation.
No, like a
No,
self-deportation.
No, it's like
No,
they
a
basically
self-deportation.
you could self-deport, you could turn
there's
yourself
a
in.
difference between self-deporting yourself because you ran out of a work visa, somehow you still here or something like that, and I committed a crime and I deserve to get sent back. Like those are two different situations, but everybody's getting scooped up no matter what you did.
No, if you're here illegally, yeah, you're gonna get scooped
Oh,
up.
That's what I'm
it's like,
saying.
yo,
There's a
I've been here for
there's a-
30 years and I'm still working at a fucking car wash. Let me just go back to where I'm from.
Yeah, but you
Like,
can't
let me just pack this shit
30
up. Like,
being here for 30 years and then saying, you know what? This year I'm going to turn myself in and go back to where I ain't been
maybe
in
you
30
just
years.
tired.
Yeah.
Maybe you
Nobody's
just
doing that.
tired of living with that freaking monkey on your back.
That's
No,
nobody's
no,
doing
no,
that.
no,
Nobody
not
does
even that, right? No, okay, because the initial conversation was about the way they're doing it.
Right.
You getting them raiding your house, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is that they don't have to raid your house. You could just turn yourself in
Yeah.
and say, yo, yeah.
Well, who's going to turn themselves in after being here for a long period of time? You're not just going to do that.
I'm saying I wouldn't.
You got to
I
settle your
wouldn't.
affairs.
No.
You got to at least
No,
be
no.
like, well, my job
I'll
goes
be like,
to
yo, I'm gonna keep.
I
I'm
get my
gonna
job to
no.
mi hijo.
No,
Well, it's like
this
the
is the
same
thing.
thing with
This
Take
is the
over
thing.
the family
I wouldn't-
business.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't turn myself in either. But I know after that, I don't. What the
They coming to get
consequences
you.
are?
Yeah,
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 they
but
gonna-
this
they-
is I've been chilling for the past 12 years. But this guy gets it, and all of a sudden I got to get on the run. That's a hard situation
I mean,
to figure out.
I don't know, man.
It's life though,
It's
bro.
wild.
Like, what do you mean?
I
Like,
mean,
yo,
the
your
nigga
dog,
just-
you
the
it
nigga
was
just got- the
illegal.
nigga
You
just
got away
started
with
his-
something.
He just started his term. It ain't been but a year.
What does that mean? I don't even understand. Like, what's the logic?
I got
behind
a year. I got less than a year to fucking figure this shit out.
The game don't stop.
I've been here with my family and working an American job. Might be off the books or whatever. But for the past 12 years and renting out this property for my kids to be, and my kids go to the school, and all of a sudden, if 2024, 2025 coming, I'm like, oh, I got to get up and run,
right?
And I can't provide for my kids.
You know what?
More.
He was
you
good.
Can't just do that.
He was good until the last 4 years prior.
Dragged them out of their house.
We had to watch everybody just flood the fucking gate. Everybody just come over. They making documentaries about it. The mules, not the mules, the coyotes is taking people back and forth. We had to watch people just go back and forth.
Can I ask a tough?
Hold on one second.
Sorry.
We had to watch people go back and forth, dude, flaunted in everybody's face that, yo, we doing this out in the open. When you doing crime out in the open, even if it's a petty crime, at the end of the day, it gets escalated to something that is going to be addressed. They're going to address it. They're going to shut it down, and then they're going to do a sweep. Maybe a couple of eggs got to get cracked to make an omelet.
So
you know what I mean?
If you about to take this trip with your friends to Canada,
right?
And they
stay there illegally,
and they stop you, at the customs or whatever when you cross the border and say your friends can come, but you can't because you got two speeding tickets you ain't paid off.
It's Canada, bro.
You gonna be like, yo, that's not right. That's fair. That's fair.
I'm from America. Canada is like America's like anyway. Fuck Canada.
But Canada will stop you.
It's understood if it's
like that. I never needed to be in Canada that bad.
No, I'm just telling you, they definitely will.
But you taking time out of your life to go out there.
I'll go back home, though.
And this may not have anything to really do with the topic, but it's just more like a level of how to handle things.
We from America. We from the best of the best. We on.
There's got to be a degree of people who are here on an expired work visa, and somebody who's here because, but somebody who has a fucking criminal record.
Cool. Like one last thing.
You can't scoop everybody up. You can't scoop everybody up and then be like, all right, well, we gonna let y'all go. It's really stay. That's not right.
I remember back in the day, right? Nassau County, right? Like where we all live. Nassau County parking used to let you run up the bill. You run up the bill. Then they send you one letter. Yo, you got to come into court for this one thing. Then they get you in there and you sit in front of the judge. And they pull out that big, long sheet. And they like, yo, you owe 25, 12, whatever. They let you run it up. And then they got you. You know what I'm saying? And we all been there. And we all sat there with the little court-appointed lawyer. And they sitting there like, yo, you got to pay this or you get in.
You thought you got away with that shit, right?
You thought you got away with all that. They never bothered you about nothing. All them little parking tickets in Hempstead, all them little joint where you went to sneaker terminal, everything you just went. Yo, Brownie give you a ticket. Everybody give you a ticket. You good.
I don't know. I mean,
all of a sudden,
I just feel like
you walked into court fresh.
You walked in good.
New outfit.
$100.
I'm gonna stop at sneaker terminal on the way to the
court. You at that joint. You calling your mom for a couple. You calling everybody for a couple of dollars just so you can keep your license.
I don't.
Yo, you're not getting away with anything.
I
man.
just think
you thought you was good.
Yeah. No, I just think it's just.
I'm have to return these sneakers.
Listen, a couple of months ago, there was an election. And people went out and pushed the button that they felt was necessary, right, for them. And it had to be more than less of the people went out and pushed a particular button. And this is what you got. So I feel like, as a country, I'm actually interested on why it's such outrage. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like,
I think it's outrage on them. They're just outraged.
Cool.
The people against scooped up.
Well, I mean, yes. But I'm seeing, I'm sure you're seeing,
illegal. Then niggas can't vote anyway.
But I'm saying, I know I can look at my timeline, and on my timeline, I'm seeing a lot of outrage for how things are being done
from Black people.
Now, this is the thing. I mean, listen. It had to be some Black people. It had to be some Latinos to push it. Had to be some whites to push it. It couldn't just be one. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of everybody had to do it in order for this particular guy to win.
Yeah.
And the amount of outrage that I'm seeing, I'm like, well, somebody had to push the button, right? It wasn't.
They all pushed the button. They put the buttons on,
I don't
on
know.
themselves.
I don't even want to go. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, we know.
You know, I would think, right, if a majority of a country voted for a particular person,
Yeah.
I'm just surprised at
They
the
flaunted
amount.
it in our face though. Cool.
I'm
like,
just surprised
yo,
at the amount of
this-
outrage
this shit
at
is-
this point. People should, I would think, more people would be like, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to go.
Yo, and the
I
thing
heard a
is-
few people say that.
And the thing is,
I need to hear more.
they're
I need to
not
hear
done.
more
Yo,
of that.
after they
No,
done it with
not
the
that it's right. Not that it's
Hispanics,
right. But I'm just saying.
I've seen the shots of the protests,
Yeah.
and the riots and things like that. But I've heard specifically black people that are
For
saying like, "Yo, this is not our fight."
yeah.
They want us to, they asking us to crash out with them, whatever, right? I also heard of I saw another video of another dude that said they're paying $200 a day for you to go out and protest.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they're paying
Damn
protesters to go out
Democrats.
and
Wait, to say keep it going or stop it.
to keep it
Says-
going,
keep
to
it
go
going.
out and
Oh,
protest.
keep it going. Yeah.
To go out and protest against it.
Yeah,
Right. They
Yeah,
pay
I
people
know.
to go out and protest.
Yeah,
this.
I don't know, man. But listen, like I said, man, the button was pushed,
Then
and
next, Antifa's gonna be out there.
guys got
Oh,
no,
they already out
we
there.
got no
All the
choice
little
but to kind of
MAGAs
roll
gonna
with
be
how
out
things are
there.
going. I mean, we don't really, But I remember a couple episodes ago, it was like, GB, you brought up like us being like poor sports a little bit,
Mm.
right? About like how how we're expressing such outrage towards how the country is doing things and blah blah blah. But it's like you made a decision. So now, honestly, can we say that the other candidate would have done this or not? I can't necessarily say.
I
They
don't
would've
think-
gone-
I don't
it
think
more
she
the
did.
same. Yeah.
I'm-
But listen.
but it does.
Obama, they always say Obama deported the most people. He did not do it in such a violent way.
no.
So there is a different way of
How
doing
did he
this
do it?
shit. I don't know. I couldn't tell you how he did it. I just
Well,
seen
we
the
didn't
people
see.
saying
Okay,
it.
well, it didn't bubble over to what we see right now. So it must have been in some sort of. It could have been. It could have been.
either that, or it's like, all right, well, every presidential term, something has to be dramatized by the news. So this is what they're eating off of right now. They're eating off of
Definitely early though.
they're eating off of the immigration situation. Definitely early.
It's early.
But
Jesus.
But I think it's what they have to do because news has to be so rapid and everything. So they have to call this shit out because this is the new drama for this particular presidential term. The last term, it was gas prices too high. The term before that, it was black people getting killed all the time. So black people still getting killed by cops.
Right. But
But
guys,
now
we
the
understand.
big thing is the fucking immigration. But I agree. I almost agree that black people should be like, this isn't our fight. Because
Until it is. Until they move on from the Hispanics and
Well,
they want to get
right.
the black
Listen,
people
hey,
from
I don't
other
think-
countries.
but
we-
I
them
think
too.
Haitians
But I
and
think
all
we
that.
already- I think
And
we
it's like,
already-
how do you tell the Haitian
Hold
from
on.
the regular black guy?
Wait,
So now it's going to
That's-
get
GB
black
and Ron.
dark skinned people.
We
and
both
regular-
know. We all three of us know someone who was deported
Yeah,
of our skin color,
couple.
Mhm.
Yeah,
of our lifestyle,
so do I.
Yeah.
right?
lifestyle.
So do I.
No, but I mean, listen, you hung out with the nigga before,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
we
my
were in
nigga.
the same
One nigga,
lifestyle,
couple.
right?
Yeah.
But it was this particular person made a decision
Yeah,
that got them in some trouble,
Yeah.
and it led to
you
that.
knew your paperwork was dirty,
Same.
dog.
Right. You
Same.
get what I'm saying?
Same.
So it's
I know a person recently who just got deported. Same thing.
Right.
Do they finish
Now,
their time?
did we show
and then
out?
they
We
go
didn't show
back?
outrage.
Nah, we like
The reason why we didn't show outrage is because why? We can say, oh well,
you
you
made your
kind
bed.
Kind
of made a decision or whatever the case was. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So we've been dealing with this. So I don't want to say, but that's my point. We didn't protest for that. You
Right.
know what I mean? So I don't know. So
And at
say
the
it's
end of
not
the
our
day, yo,
fighters.
we
I don't know.
understand as Americans, we've lived here for
Quite cool.
all our
Turn the camera.
all our
I,
lives.
I don't want the
And
people
we
to see,
understand
see me
that, yo,
powdering my nose.
Everything works on the pendulum. It swings one way all the way, then it's gonna swing the whole other way. It's a swing. Push your kid, you're gonna go up and you're gonna
Thank
come right back. So when it was up here, they were busting migrants in, paying them, giving them gift cards, feeding them, put up in hotels.
That's
and
what we forgot about
the
that.
whole other way.
Forgot about that.
So now this is a direct reaction to what we just saw. Like,
Yes.
why are we surprised? You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
no. We were paying these people to be here illegally.
It's like niggas forgot about that shit. That shit just happened. Just happened. Niggas is complaining about how migrants is coming here,
hotels,
getting mad money and all that shit like that, right?
Right.
And now they getting
Now
pushed back. Now it's like,
now the same
now
people.
we outraged.
how did we not know this was gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna
I
wait.
got a question.
We're gonna see.
I got a question, right? I hate to sound like this, but
No, you don't.
how does it how does it benefit or negatively impact you as Black people?
I don't think it does. I mean, to be honest, besides the crimes committed, it's like, yo, if you over here illegally, I don't give a shit because you're not taking nothing off of my plate. I mean, maybe they are. Maybe if I dig deeper into government policies and how the money's being moved and all of that, maybe I will. But it's not hurting me enough to be like, all right, well, and then I could say that arrogantly, and then it does 10 years from now. But I don't see it.
Well,
I
as
don't
a
know.
dark skinned Haitian, it
Especially
hurts
because
family.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, even like people from Haiti, there's people from Haiti that come over here to be
Well, I
fucking
don't know. Well,
doctors and
okay,
shit.
No,
Like,
no,
we need
most,
people.
Most people
We
from
all-
Haiti
but wait,
come
GB.
here legit.
Legally, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
let me ask you.
yeah.
Okay, but
I met
Out
my
of this-
cousin when I was just in Florida 2
Mhm.
weeks ago. I met him for the first time. He's here legit, but
well,
he's worried
this
that
is what I
he
say.
might get
This-
caught up in
right,
this web.
this is what
I got 2 nieces that are waiting. Their paperwork is being their shit is just stuck.
but this is what I
Everybody
will
else
say.
fucked it up.
This is what I will say.
So I'm frustrated.
When we look on the news and we see these sweeps occurring and things like that, how many of the people look like us?
For
Not a
now,
not on TV.
I don't even think I've ever seen. I don't think
On
I've
TV,
seen
no.
one.
For now,
On
none.
TV,
No,
no.
they even
On-
said it. They're going to Home Depots and shit.
That's
Like,
what I-
like,
yo, I started
They're
dying.
getting-
I started
it's the
cracking up when I heard
easiest thing.
that.
They're getting brown people right around.
They said
right
they were
now.
going to
It's the
car
easiest-
washes.
Yeah.
And
Where
Home
else?
fucking Depot.
Where else they going? Home Depot car. Where else?
Nigga, pull up to my
Landscaping
crib.
supplies, man.
Pull up to my crib on a Tuesday morning.
Landscaping supplies. Where else they getting?
I don't know.
It's fucked up.
But okay, you are no, but you are right. I do feel like people love Black or African descent. I do feel like they do kind of do the proper kind of paperwork and
We can't walk
sponsorships.
over. We have to take a plane
Exactly.
and all that.
That's
It's
the
not.
thing. We don't have no
You
border
don't
we
really
can
have that
cross.
luxury
Yeah.
that we can walk over
So-
and can sneak
yeah,
under a
bro.
gate or anything like that. This guy put their paperwork in,
Yeah,
and
yo,
Jesus is watching.
I don't think it's,
I'm good about Jesus now.
I don't think it's fair for like, yo, bro, like, all right, it don't really affect us like that. So, like, are we supposed to be up in arms about it? It's fucked up. That scene that we just saw was fucked up.
No,
right?
it wasn't.
The little kid crying.
Yeah, how many times we seen a nigga get drug raid? Niggas selling packs out the crib. Niggas selling a little weed out the
Yeah,
back
but
of the
we
crib.
don't know.
Nigga, black kids been crying for their daddy getting locked up, nigga.
All right.
Black kids crying
Okay.
for their mama getting locked up.
No,
Nigga, crying for
Yeah,
niggas.
I would feel
Come
I
on,
would feel sorry for that kid too.
Yeah,
I would feel sorry for that kid also, right?
That's what I'm
Look
saying.
your dad doing
Even if
crime, the
even
kids
if you
cry,
committed to
nigga.
cry, even
Happy
if you,
Father's Day, nigga.
but even if you,
Happy Father's Day.
they got him on Father's Day. Imagine that. They got
Somebody's gonna get bagged on Father's
somebody
Day.
got bagged on Father's Day.
Somebody's getting bagged on Father's Day.
Yeah.
Sitting with
Go
their
to Parks and
kid,
Queens, nigga. Yo, you go to the parks and Queens.
barbecuing.
Man, fucking illegal
Got
pop.
Yeah, this is not right.
Yeah,
Mad illegal dads, nigga.
yeah,
The
bro.
fuck? That
Don't
wasn't
think-
sad at
Yeah,
all.
so that's us as Black folks. We need to mind our business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drink my water and mind my business.
Like, yo, like
It's that time. Take one, that's a shit. That should come on.
you, like,
Yeah, right here in your head, don't you?
My business.
Where's the napkins? Where's the white
Yeah.
napkins?
we don't. It don't have to be this way. I believe it was more.
I don't know. Maybe it did have to be this way.
No. It has to be this way because no, like yo, bro, I don't blame them for not giving up themselves.
Yeah.
But like, yo, this is how it's gonna go after that. You know what I mean? Because yo, on some real shit, bro, I've been hearing these commercials for months.
Crazy.
Months about you could turn yourself in. And I'm like, yo, every time I listen to this shit, I was like, they trying to Jedi mind trick these niggas. They gonna get them out there to search and they never gonna get back.
They're never gonna
But
get
they
back.
probably, you know, I'm like, yo, I wouldn't do that shit.
They're not coming
But they give the disclaimer, yo, you can come, you could sign yourself out, and then you could come back the right way, and you get a chance to come back.
the right. I don't agree with that. They're not trying to bring these niggas back in.
No, I know they're not.
What they need to bring these niggas back in for? If we got rid of you, especially because again, the whole point, the whole situation, it was supposed to be, if you committed a crime, we don't need you here. That was the whole point of the campaign, wasn't it? Or
the crime was coming here illegally.
You gotta think
it was
like,
bad.
yo,
it started from bad hombres. It started from bad hombres.
Fell for the no. You fell for the banana in the tailpipe.
Right.
The crime was you're here illegally
and you're not paying taxes.
Right.
Yeah, your whole existence here is a crime. You are a crime. You know what I'm saying? So there's no if you committed a crime. You are the crime. You know what I'm saying? You are here illegally. You know what I mean? Same way the nigga was selling weed, niggas selling crack, niggas selling. We had excuses. Everybody had excuses for the crime they do. You're always hungry, so I sold crack. Well, you're doing fucking 20 years, nigga. Like I don't. How can you sympathize with crime?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Crime is crime. Like I don't understand. Like niggas, yo, it's me, my mom, my brother. So I sold crack. You done? Like no one was here sympathizing with niggas getting.
But that's
18-year-old kids.
But again,
yo,
that's
niggas
also
went
like
to jail when they were 18 and they still in jail.
That's also like saying, I sold crack, and the nigga next to me, had weed on him. Not even attempt to distribute.
Right.
Same place.
But we in the same place and we doing the same time.
Yeah, nigga.
Nah, you can't. That's not right.
Are you gonna stand up and you're gonna take his take your numbers on your own?
Or
you gonna tell
even
him?
Let me even put it this way: a nigga that sold crack, they got caught for selling crack that night, and the nigga that got an expired license are going to the same fucking jail and sitting in the same fucking room and got to see the same fucking judge, and then say they both get the same fucking time. That's fucked up.
No.
If you're illegal and you haven't committed a crime, if you're here illegally and you haven't committed a crime,
that's the crime. That's an oxymoron.
I understand that.
It's an oxymoron. You're saying an oxymoron.
I understand that, but I'm talking about by criminal law. The crime you committed
being here illegally is a crime.
That's not a criminal crime. That's not a criminal. You're not a criminal for being here illegally. You're a criminal for being here illegally and committing a crime.
No. It's illegal to come in. It's illegal to come in without.
No, but I'm not talking about people that walked in here. I'm not talking about people that jumped over the border from a coyote. I'm talking about people who are here on an expired visa, or and somehow you found your way to stick around.
I think that's where that's going to be sorted out. Right, I think that's where it's going to be sorted out. Because
they're sorted out after you ran into the nigga's crib and snatched them away from his kids and shit.
Yo, sorry. Like,
all right,
like
that's fucked up.
No, it is.
If I got an expired license, I don't expect the cops to come raid my crib.
The process.
I do if I was selling drugs and had an expired license.
Right.
But
understood. But like, all right, there was an option to turn yourself in. Right?
Yeah, but not that you talk about the radio, the TV. Not everybody's doing that. These niggas.
So, no. All right.
Standing outside of Home Depot all day.
No. All right.
They're not watching TV.
All right. Either way, if you say they didn't hear it or whatever, that's your opportunity to do it the most respectful way.
They can still say we did it. We said it.
You said it, right?
I guess.
The thing is, all right. Even if you don't commit a crime or anything like that, how do you benefit the economy over here in the United States if you are illegal?
If you work in a Home Depot and you helping build niggas cribs, hell yeah, you doing the right thing.
And somebody's paying you cash.
Jesus was a carpenter. God's work.
If they paying you cash off the books, you're not paying taxes, anything like that. Like, yo, this is a capitalist society, bro.
I get it.
You can't like, yo, either you're you come here the right way. and the reason why they want you to come here the right way, so you can get that Social Security number, so you can
You
pay
know what?
taxes and pay your fair share,
Shit
and they
like
can
that.
benefit off you.
Shit like that isn't even my. I'm not even worried about shit like that.
Mhm.
When this nigga is helping me build my crib, but I can
Mm.
say that the government is charging me too many taxes. Like,
That part,
why am I
that part.
complaining about them not paying taxes when the government's already hit me in the head with taxes that I don't feel like I should be paying? But this nigga's actually helping me build my fucking crib.
What
I don't
happens?
mind breaking that nigga off.
What happens when somebody comes here illegally? They start having kids and they start getting social services.
Their kids
Right?
have them. Their kids have to
when you
work.
if you want to go to another country, if you want to go to, like, let's say Colombia, right?
Yeah.
You got to show that you make a certain amount of money to be a citizen over there.
Right. You have to do the same thing here.
Yeah. So it's like, why would you think it's anything different? They don't want you to be on the nipple of the government, right? They want you to
Right.
come here and be a
But
productive
the
citizen.
American people are on the nipple of the government because they already, because of inflation, because of all this other shit, because Doge is out here firing niggas. The people, the American people, are on the nipple of the government. We got to focus on that first.
Yeah, but how we gonna focus on that if we got other people that's in the system that were
They're not
came-
in the system,
that
they're
kind
fucking
that
illegal.
kind of sprang from the illegal, right? And then now they are on the nipple of the government. How we take care of the regular people, the citizens that were already here?
Because
legally.
if you take care of the citizens that were already here, if you take care of the citizens, you'll be able to weed out easier who the fucking intruders are. If you take care of the American people first, you know who are the intruders. if you got kids, all of them are doing some crazy shit, or all of them are doing something, you go. My analogy went bad. Basically, my point is, if you take care of the people first, you will know who's not being, who you don't need to take care of. You'll be able to weed the shit out. You'll be able to put a filter through it.
Well,
Because if the American people, if the American people are on the nip of the government, at the same time the illegals are at the nip of the government, or on the nip of the government, then how are we telling people? How are we telling those people? How are we telling our people who are already struggling that you're struggling because of people who are struggling less than you? Like, it's like if I'm living in my house, but the nigga next to me is an immigrant who is an illegal immigrant who's renting and living with 80 people in a house. Why am I complaining about why am I saying that what they're doing is
80 of them, 80
bothering
of those,
me.
80 of those people are kids,
But my
and they're
neighbor-
going to.
but my neighbor,
No, 80 of them, 60 of those 80 people are children. Now they're going to your public schools. You know what I mean? And they put
but
strain on your
those
public
kids,
schools.
but their
The
kids
safety net
have to be
no,
citizens.
the
They
safety
have to
net-
do the citizen shit. So now they got to do what I do. Now they got to pay taxes.
Once they hear and
Once
they're
they
born,
hear, they
they're
just
born
go
here,
into
they're
school.
citizens.
That's what I'm saying.
They
But they have to pay taxes. Granted,
How's the
this
kids
nigga
paying
did.
taxes?
Who
They-
got to pay taxes?
The kids.
The kids not paying taxes.
once
The
they
kids
get-
is going.
Once they turn 18, they got to pay taxes,
They ain't
right?
cutting lawns yet,
Oh,
man. They just going.
That's what I'm saying. Eventually, those kids have to pay taxes. So it almost, like I said, if
Oh, okay.
if Jose is helping me build my crib,
Mhm.
but the government is charging me too many taxes, but the government ain't helping me build my crib. I got to go ask them to build my crib. Why the fuck am I worried about what this nigga is doing, whether he's legal or not, if he's helping me build my shit? But the government is always like, we got to tax you more. We're gonna give you more taxes every fucking year and shit like that.
Yo,
Like,
we
I'm
have
not
a
worried about
social-
what this nigga's
we
doing
have a
because he's
so-
not even
Nah,
on my
but-
level of
but
doing shit.
Holly, we
I
have
still
a-
work my job as an American. I make more money than this nigga does
Right.
because I'm living better than him. He's doing my shit.
We have a social safety net here where we take care of the people under us. You know what I mean? So veterans, elderly people, disabled people, those are people that are first on the list.
Right.
Then
But
we
they're
can
not.
take care of no,
But they're
yeah,
not.
but yeah, they
That's
get
what they
pushed to
tell
the
us,
back.
but
Yeah,
they're
they
not.
get pushed to the back the more people that we got.
Like-
When we gotta put people up in hotels and we gotta feed people and we gotta bring people in from other countries to come in and we got to take care of them. Our social net, even though we're the richest country on earth, everybody got a breaking point. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's only so much a society can take. So
what's China doing? How is China keeping?
China is a communist country. Like, we'll never know what China's doing.
But how they keeping illegals? Because it's still all Japanese once you go. I mean, all Chinese once you go over.
Yeah, because no one really want to be there.
Nah, there's people that live there. People that
they're there, but no one's sneaking into China.
Yeah, nobody's sneaking.
I get it, but they still border another country that could be running.
Yeah, but no one wants to be there. They're just not the land of opportunity in China, the land of oppression.
My point is they're still on.
Like, you can't even have kids in China. You got to fill out an application to have children. Well, like, they control every aspect of your life.
Shit, I agree with that shit.
They're on a social.
Not everybody should be having kids.
Mm-hmm.
I said I agree with that shit. Not everybody should be having kids.
But
maybe we should be doing what China's doing.
Let's wrap this one subject up. Like, you wanna, Holly, bring us home on it, man.
I think that I think that we should take care of the American people first.
Yes.
So then you can figure out who's got to be taken away. It doesn't make sense to me that I'm poor and you could tell me that I'm poor because of somebody else who's kind of poor but has a particular skill, of building or washing cars or whatever. Like the government's already fucking me. Why would I think that this particular carpenter or car washer is fucking me? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up. Take care of the American people first, and then you'll be able to find out who's illegal and who needs to be here and who's not. Because then you could be like, oh, well, this nigga's committing crimes. Oh, this nigga's going to school to be a doctor. Let's get this nigga a citizenship. Because he's gonna contribute his shit to our country and make our shit better. Don't just snatch them out of their homes and then be like, who are you, nigga? Huh? What? All right, it ain't you. Get the fuck out of here. You done fucked your kids up already.
I think the thing is that we're kind of up in the clouds a little bit, and a lot of this is about jobs too, where it's like from certain standpoints, people will say, well, black people don't want those jobs,
cheap labor, yeah.
You know what I mean? But those jobs there's a lot of jobs that you see that you be like, I wouldn't do that. There's a lot of jobs that you don't see that, they may be decent jobs for American citizens that will do them, but they are occupied by certain people. Then also you got certain businesses that
rather do that.
They'll hire somebody illegally
for
cheap labor, right? And in turn, it's kind of beating the system, right?
Yeah.
And they try to. It doesn't matter if we're talking about Democrats, Republicans, or whatever.
Right.
The ideology is that you pay your share.
Yeah.
Pay your fair share, right? So nobody is supposed to be beating the system either way.
Yeah, but
whether you're a business owner that wants cheap labor, whether you're a fast food worker or whatever, I don't know. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you got to realize it's like all this shit has a lot of effects, right? A lot, right? Where it's like, you got to think about the corner store in your neighborhood or whatever. That could have sprang back years and years before from some illegal shit. You understand what I'm saying? Now they got a real legit business some way, somehow in your community where you don't have one.
Right.
You black man, you don't have a business in that community, but they do. But that might have sprang from some illegal coming here, working, whatever, this, that, and the third, or whatever. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's black people's fault, though.
No, it is. It's partly.
I think that's accountability that black people have to take on themselves too, because it's like, where are the black people that are trying to open the corner stores in their neighborhood? Because it's not that difficult, but you do have to have an education on how to sell, how to run a business, how and you may not have to have the experience, but you got to have an education on it. I think black people who do usually complain about shit like that are the ones that aren't trying to get those jobs, aren't trying to get that education.
When you see that trickle up effect, when that that
I get it.
generation from 20 years ago,
Yeah.
their son is competing with you for one of your jobs.
Right.
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 Where the job that you will take.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
People are not thinking that far.
Right.
They like, no, I don't want to be a landscaper. I don't want to run a corner store. I don't work at a fast food restaurant.
Right.
But now that's not all they do. Right. They're in other places. Right. But this is how it becomes like, I'm not even saying it's a problem, because I feel like if people come here, they work hard or whatever. All right, if you beat the system, I'm not a nigga that's like, yo, I'm playing within the lanes, the lines of shit.
But that's what
you got to
capitalism
kind of
is.
beat the system.
That's what capitalism is. It's about beating. It's about putting in that work. It ain't always about the education. I think it's necessary. It ain't always about it. It's about the work. It's about the level of work you're willing to put in, and the education, because you got to educate yourself no matter what you. If you, whether you went to school for contracting or whether you just know how to put two blocks together and make a foundation.
Yeah, you don't. But
gotta get an
all I'm
education on
saying,
that shit.
don't act like this shit could. You act like it has nothing to do with you, or it will never bother you. You can only benefit because the people work for you feel like they're under you, right?
Okay.
But let's just say, for instance, that dude that just got arrested, he been here for 30 years. He got a 7-year-old and a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Let's just say you want to put your kid in a school, right? They got a slot. Like, I'll pay to get in there. Nah, we got a little scholarship program or whatever. We got to do underserved kids. Now you can't get that spot. You can't get in the school.
I think that happens.
Jose's son, that just that
basically your whole argument is that like we got to keep them at bay because we might not be good enough.
I think that's exaggerated.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
is
there are
exaggerated.
opportunities
I think
that
it
are
happens
there.
more often than not.
All right, let's say there's
it
limited.
happens less often than people say it.
If there are opportunities, right? Let's say, fucking, there's an opportunity to get something. There's 5 spots, right? You did it the right way. You did it the right way. You did it the right way. And there's 2 people that cheated. You know they cheated, but they're competing for the same shit. You be like, yo, what the fuck? How you letting them niggas in? They cheat. Mm-hmm. I did this shit the right way. Yeah. You gonna be okay with that?
No.
All right.
But honestly, the way my brain works, I would look at that whole thing that I was trying to get into as a corrupt.
But that's capitalism. Capitalism has a cheat code. That's just the way capitalism works. There's a cheat code. We all know that.
It doesn't really work that way.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
There's a cheat code. There's a difference from the person who makes 500-600 grand running a daycare or a beauty salon or something like that, and the niggas that's working in tech companies making $2 million a year, $3 million a year. You know, there's levels here. So it's just
my numbers fucked up.
So
offering 25 a pocket. Niggas making 600 running daycare.
Oh yeah,
nigga, I ain't know. Like, nigga, I'm in the wrong business, nigga. My numbers is all fucked up in America, nigga.
No lie.
Damn.
But yeah, no, there's a difference because it's a level of work. It's a level of what you put in. It's not just where you came from or whether you're supposed to be here.
So what happens? Let's hold that thought real quick. I'm sorry to cut you, but what happens when that daycare that you know that's owned by some black people, right?
Yeah.
And Miss Maria, who is illegal, she says, "Yo, I'm gonna do something," right?
Maria is her name. Just in case people think we're being racist, just because she's a Mexican. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Just go.
I'm saying, but let's say she's not legal or whatever, or she might have been here and she has a daughter that, all right, I'll sign my daughter, I put it in my daughter's name or whatever, but Miss Maria runs it, whatever. She is illegal, right? But now black couple can't really get because Maria, she charges less money or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they're competing, right? It's free enterprise, but
yeah.
I'm competing with somebody that I shouldn't be competing with.
No, I'll give you even one more.
Yeah, they definitely undercut the labor.
I give you even one more. I give you one even better. The black company is fine. They make 200K running their daycare. But then Maria comes and she's making she doubles what they do. Why? Because she done got her community to come and support them and support her daycare. Now everybody who she knows sends their kids there. Black people, they can't get everybody because black people ain't being fucking accountable and they can just complain about shit. Black people ain't supporting that because it's because you know, however they feel. I ain't like you know, her daughter goes to my school, to my daughter's school, and they don't like each other, so I'm not fucking with her. You know, it's just you can't get the black communities to support each other anyway. But that's that, you know, again, we're the black people that are saying I'm gonna open the store in my community because it's not hard. And I get that
There's no excuse,
that they
son.
might be putting in an investment now that goes 20 years later. But remember, once that illegal has a kid here, that kid is a legal citizen,
No,
and they have
yeah.
to pay taxes.
Mhm.
So whatever they do, they have to pass down to their kid, and then their kid just got to pay taxes off of it. So it's just even if it's like, oh well, your parent never paid taxes off of this, but now that it's your company, we see that this is all old. Now that kid's gonna be hitting the ass.
Well,
So
all
on
right,
back
let me put a
taxes.
cherry
So
on
it's
it.
it's
Let me
like
put a cherry on it. Let me put a cherry.
take care of the American people,
Yes.
because if you take care of the American people first, you can weed out who's worth being here or not, who's worth
Mhm.
keeping or not.
I think this is the way they try
My
to take care of
my
American people.
Telling
grandparents.
people to turn themselves in isn't the way to do it. And then
No,
then
it's
rein
the
it in.
easy way to
It's
do
like
it. It's the way
it's
to.
like if Maria owned the daycare and she was illegal, but then they ran while she's in the middle of taking care of 12 kids, they just run in there and snatch her out and arrest her in front of all them kids. All them kids are fucked
Fuck
up.
them kids,
And
man.
they not even
Oh, what
Maria's
we
kids.
doing? Why we bleeding? Why
They
our
not
heart
even
bleeding
Maria's
for
kids
other
now.
niggas? Like,
Now
fuck
my
them kids,
no,
man.
no,
The
no,
kid
no,
was
no, no,
illegal,
no,
man.
no, yeah, but
Yo,
now my kid,
Holly,
now my
when
kid,
they have the gun buyback program,
my
right?
kid-
When they tell people, yo, come to the fucking library, come down to the precinct, we'll buy the guns back from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Illegal, we won't ask no questions, whatever. Bodies, we'll buy these guns back. Okay, when that shit is done, if they run into your crib 6 o'clock in the morning, that next morning, and they find the guns in your crib, I'm sorry, bro. If your kids is crying, dog, like it is what it is. Crime is
Right.
crime, man. We can't do it.
I don't believe crime is crime because
Crime is crime,
because
bro.
again,
Crime is
if
crime.
you
There's
get
no
arrested,
right and a wrong way
if you
to
get
do it.
arrested for a suspended license and I get arrested for selling crack, if we get the same time, that's not fair
How are we getting the same time for that?
because that's the way the system works. Just
I've never, I don't know. I've never been arrested, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't.
no,
it
no.
doesn't
I'm
sound
saying,
right to me.
I'm saying this is the game that they're playing. They're playing no matter how you've been here illegally. You're
No,
getting
illegal
treated-
is
you're
illegal.
getting
No,
the
no,
same
no,
type
no,
of
no.
treatment
Selling
if
crack
you
is
were
selling.
a criminal.
No,
or
you
not.
are selling you are selling drugs
Yeah.
as opposed to you are driving, operating a motor vehicle with illegal.
With a suspended license.
It's two different crimes.
All right, but what
we're
the
talking about
point
apples and
he's
oranges.
making is that he's saying that if you are here illegally,
Yes,
you get caught for a crime
right.
and they deport you,
Yes.
that's fine. But if you've been here and you're not committing no crime, you just working,
No,
living
you
your
are
life.
committing a crime. You are
That's
illegal.
That's the point.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The crime is
crime
coming
is
here,
your
coming here
existence.
illegal.
Your
right?
existence
No.
is illegal.
But it's not always coming here illegally. It's coming in here. It's coming in here the way.
Just
that
because
they-
you've
that
been
they
selling
say-
weed
that
for
they-
30
that they
years.
lay out for
Holly,
you,
just because
but
you've
then
been
you
selling
stay
weed
here.
for 30 years, don't make it. Just because you got away with it for 30 years.
But they're not. Here's the thing: they're not arresting the people that just ran across the border, and then
think
border
they-
patrol is running after them. Like, oh, you just crossed the border.
I think
No,
I'm just
they're
selling a
getting
little
the
bit of
pe- They're
weed.
getting the people who've been here for 12, 13 years, whose
Because-
kids are born here, and now they're getting snatched up.
because like
And then they say they're getting criminals, but I haven't seen anything about criminals. Oh, maybe one.
like GB said, your existence here is a crime, whether you've been here for a few days or whether you've been here for years. If you are illegally here, that is considered the crime. Initially, it used to be kind of like our friend situation.
Mm.
When you commit another offense or
That
an
brings up
offense
the red
in general,
flag. That's
it
the
brings up the red,
Red flag, yeah,
that you're not supposed to be,
yeah,
right? But now they're just taking it a step further
exactly.
and just bagging you prior to that because you're
Well, the step
We wanna make
further
sure-
is because
You're just
We're
here on an
putting them
expired
in
work visa.
hotels
We want to make
because-
sure
no,
you don't
bro,
rob
that's
anybody.
the crime.
We want to get you before you rob
let me
somebody.
say one thing, right? we do the same crime. I sell crack, you sell crack,
Right.
but you from Mexico.
Uh-huh.
You're here legally.
Yeah.
We both got to go to jail. You
Yeah.
just got to go back to whatchamacallit. You got to go
Mexico.
back to your country,
Right.
right? Because you weren't here. But that doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that you like just because you were here. It doesn't. The fact that you. All right. I'm sorry. You're not going to go to jail here because you're not from here. And that was a crime in itself. You got to go back to where you came from, right? So we both committed the crime, but you can't do your time here. You got to go back to your country.
I don't disagree with that. What I disagree with is the person who is
so why
sitting
all right
at
so
home with
so
their
why you
kids.
not doing your time
Still
here
a
with me?
crime.
We did the
Admitted
same
already.
thing. Why you not doing your
Because I
time
don't
here with
wanna
me?
pay for you to do your crime.
Because
it costs money
if-
to do time.
Right. If they don't want to if they
I
don't
won't
want to
fit that
pay,
bill.
they don't want to pay, that's fine.
No, I think more so it makes money.
Yeah.
It does.
Well,
it does,
I've
but that's what I'm
heard that
saying.
it costs people money to incarcerate people. How does
I
it?
don't
How did
know.
they? How does it make
And
money?
of course,
Well,
maybe
think
it
about
costs
it.
All of
city
them
money.
generate money.
Well, let's just say this.
Well,
the
technically,
prison,
it
makes,
costs-
the prison makes
Technically, it costs the city money because you got to pay the lawyers and the
Well, listen, man, you got to remember
and
some
the
of
city
a lot of these
workers
prisons, some of these prisons
for this
are
whole
even
court system to
publicly-
work.
No,
but
some of
that's
these,
how the
some of these prisons are investments.
Yeah.
They're private.
They're private.
They're
Private.
Because
private
because the
investments.
government is giving them money, right? Like,
So-
like, we're not trying to act like
No,
these
no,
niggas
no.
just
The
generating
government's
money. What are they making? Temu products? Like, what are they doing to make money? What is a prisoner doing to
Okay.
generate a
JB,
prison money?
License
JB, you
plates.
cannot
license
be,
plates.
you cannot be you cannot be naive as of to hearing that people go to prison and work for a small wage. Cents.
Yeah.
How?
on the dollar.
What? Like
three-
what?
Like
I'm-
3,000
Like, give me some
listen,
Like
examples.
making,
kitchen.
No, no,
making
no.
license plates and shit like that.
license
That
plates,
makes
working
enough
in the
money?
kitchen.
Hmm?
No,
but-
when we're talking about a
Working in the
private
library and
prison
shit.
makes money, they get money off of a government contract, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, we're not talking about these niggas is making like
Okay.
Amazon
There's private,
products,
there's
No, but
private
listen,
prisons. They're
paying
private prisons.
customer service. Like, are they doing customer
But-
service?
No,
It's
but listen,
private
the
prisons
gov-
though.
but
What
the
about
gov-
private
okay,
prisons?
Yes, but let's say that the government money is funded from you saying I swept off a certain amount of people from the street,
Yes.
right? So, now mind you, I'm willing to bet if we did a little bit of homework here, we can find actual products that are sold from a prison. I just
Yeah.
think we're just sitting here.
No,
Black-
they do make shit.
Yeah, I
They
think
make
we're
shit.
just.
Like what?
I'm just. Well, listen, you guys got the shit in front of you.
Yeah,
I'm
look
just-
at that.
but I'm
What the
just
fuck
saying,
is jail
Right,
make?
Brian? If we were
Mhm.
to just do a
Yeah.
smidgen of research,
No, they
I'm
they
really
make
sure we
they
can find
do shit. They don't just like they do shit
Hey,
inside
like-
prison that comes outside of prison
Nigga, I
that
watch
makes money.
Life. Eddie Murphy and Martin
Yeah.
make shit.
Right. See,
but like I said, it's all right. Who?
yeah.
Ron, finish, please,
Yeah.
Ron.
No, I
Stop
was
it, Ron.
I was
Stop this. Stop
I
this
was-
I
right
just
now.
think there's
Yeah,
a different.
bring it
I
on,
think,
move on,
I think we're speaking on different degrees of the
What
whole
was the initial point?
the whole
initial point was what?
illegal
Holly,
thing.
Holly just felt like, if you here and you not committing crime, you shouldn't be deported. You shouldn't.
No.
be
I'm
deported.
saying there's a better way than just violently taking people out of their
There's no.
homes.
He gave you the way. There's no other way. It comes down to there's no other way. because-
Taking people violently out of their homes because again, to me, it's just your kid is going to be paying taxes.
All right, so
it's
let's
not-
just say this.
it's
Okay,
not worth-
wait, I'm
it's
sorry.
No, your
not
kid
Now
can
we're here.
stay. Your kid can
It's not
stay.
worth
They're a
fucking the kids
citizen.
up like
They
that.
can pay taxes, but you
Yeah.
gotta go. That's all.
I'm their
Yeah,
daddy,
but I
man.
think there's a better
I'm
way of
Big
doing it
Daddy,
than just
man.
snatching people out of their home.
Well, let's just
Right.
say, they went and knocked on the door.
Nothing.
What they say they make.
And then they run.
I don't know.
Let's just
Once
say
you decide to
Oh,
run,
the fucking
yeah.
products?
But see, there you go. Once they decide to run, then you go get them.
Mm.
But if you go knock on their door, you just bring them in. It's just like, all right, well, he's turning himself in. All right, well,
Yeah.
Again, they,
What if
you
what
guys-
if they got to move in with you?
Huh?
What if the illegal niggas got to move in with
with
you?
me? No,
Yeah.
they can't.
Yeah, I know, right? You love them so
I'm trying
much,
to get
right?
I'm trying to get my kids out the house. I feel
Yeah,
like my
you love
kids are
them
fucking
niggas,
illegal
man.
aliens in my house.
You love
Happy
them
Father's
illegal.
Day.
Yeah,
right.
man. Yeah, man.
Happy Father's Day.
Bring it home, Ron. Get
Kids
us up
are
out of here.
kids are
Please
illegal
get us out of
aliens.
Yeah. All right. So we want to thank you guys.
We watched like a quarter of each video. We watched
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
10 seconds.
We want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Cigars and Whiskey podcast.
Oh, shit.
Holly, please tell the people where they can find you, man.
Yo, ITZHOLLE, all social media platforms.
Go.
Also, find my podcast, Nobody Cares About Father's Day, at Father's Day pod on all social media. I dropped the episode with GB a couple weeks ago. It's been, you know, the getting some good, some decent views and feedback on
Nice.
on the platforms, and then
Nice.
and we just did one with Sharon who's gonna come in. We're gonna release it maybe in another week or so. So
Okay.
Nice.
but yeah, we
All right.
doing this thing
All
again.
right.
Content creating, trying to make it work. Everybody
sir.
pays tune in.
Creation.
Pay attention.
Yes, sir. Corey, cool. Let the people know where they can find you, man.
Shine time. All right, what do I want to do with this? Okay, the first thing I want to say is kind of happy to be here with you guys, man.
Yeah, man.
It was a good weekend. Talked a lot of shit. I'm excited about that. CoolUniversity.com. I have a challenge that I am now pretty much officially, by the time this really airs, well, it'll be officially halfway through, where I wrote an article about Black Music Month or Black Music Appreciation or African American Appreciation Month as far as music is concerned. Yeah, we're sharing a month with the Pride brothers and sisters and others, but Black Music Appreciation Month. And I wrote an article and I paired it with a 30-day song challenge. And during these 30 days, each day will have a feeling, an emotion, same thing, or a kind of topic in where you can put a song to it, pair a song with it. And it's been, you know, pretty fun. And I've had a couple people that will joined me. It's not too late. We're halfway through, a few more days left, a little more than 15 days left. You can join as well if you go to cooluniversity.com. The template is there, and we're bringing this to Instagram and Twitter and all, you know, TikTok, all the stories and stuff like that. And I would love for you to join. Once again, cooluniversity.com. Please check out my writing. I'm doing a lot of it. I have a lot more coming. cooluniversity.com.
Get it correct.
All right. And if you don't follow us on Instagram, please do at Cigars Whiskey. That's Cigars with an S, Whiskey. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Cigars, the Ensign Whiskey Podcast. Again, Cigars, the Ensign Whiskey Podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you know when we have new content coming out. And with that, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Cigars and Whiskey Podcast. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Hey.